Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, fulfill all your wishes. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Come on, surely everyone's excited after that. Hello and welcome to Gamepass Gaming. This is obviously a slightly different show, as you can probably tell straight away. This is our next gen show. I've been so excited and looking forward to this particular show. As you can see, we're doing things slightly differently. Welcome to the show, chat. Thank you for being here. I am your host, Flap, and as always, joining us in the co-hosting hot seat. And as I say every single time, we're how are you?
Yes, I'm doing very well, thank you. How the devil are you doing?
Yes, all good. I posted earlier on YouTube that I've been sort of binge watching all of the next gen news on YouTube, and actually YouTube responded to us on Twitter, actually, which was quite funny. Yeah, there's been lots of news and information this coming out in the last few days, to be honest. It's just been stoking me up so much for all of this excitement. So I just hope, fingers crossed, that tomorrow goes as planned with regards to all the deliveries and stuff. But so let's crack on and invite and get everyone else from the panel on the show. So we'll go around in order, shall we? Fun speculation. Mav, welcome to the show, my friend. Second time back.
What is going on, everybody? I am hyped. I'm excited. Once every 5 to 7 years, we get a moment like this where we have a new dawn, a new day of console gaming. I hope everybody's as excited as I am. I can feel it. I got butterflies.
Well, you helped us out on the Emergency Excitement podcast the day that Bethesda and ZeniMax was purchased by Xbox, and we had a great show then as well. There was a lot to talk about there. And,
yeah, that was the first time I heard Fugly's sexy voice. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, let's go around. Talking of Fugly, welcome to the show again. Your second time. How you doing?
Thank you, Flap. Hey, Buxley, fun. Dushi, Wakanda. Nice to see you here. Hello, chat. I'm very, very, very excited. I had to take the day off, and I'm going to call in sick tomorrow. I got to pick up. It turns out I got to sign on for that delivery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? Funny enough, both my emails saying that there's a signature required for those. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Last time around, I've been doing some research. I guess people were stealing them because they were dropping them on the porch, and people were just grabbing consoles.
Really? Imagine that. How gutted would you be? Wow. Mr. T, welcome to the show again. Second time back.
Pleasure.
How you doing?
Which T?
The other T.
Yeah, the other T.
The Tushy.
Oh, the Tushy. I'm all right. I'm very happy. I've had my email today to say it's coming, so excellent. I'm relaxed now.
In fact, you've had your tracking notice to actually give you a specific time, haven't you? Or a time window.
Yeah, so, I can't remember what it is now.
Not soon enough. No matter what it is, it won't be soon enough.
And luckily, it's only half hour down the road from where I am.
Really? Oh, you might be first drop then. That'd be nice. Excellent.
Wish.
Or last. You might be on the roundabout.
Or last.
They'll hit you on the way back.
Yeah, you need to nobble that delivery driver and make sure he's spinning past your house on the way out.
By the way, did everybody get to see that video where Tushy showed how he came up with his nickname? That was pretty funny.
No, I haven't. Was that on your channel, Mr. T?
I put it on Twitter. All it is there's a bathroom song on American Dad where Stan's washing his mum's ass, singing a Tushy song. That's where my gamer tag come from.
Okay. How long ago was that? How long have you been Mr. Tushy?
Since 2015.
Oh, okay. Oh, not that long then, but
Nah.
that's cool.
It was just something funny. I was trying to figure out a gamer tag and something funny, and I thought that was kind of. It's because a lot of people don't know that word over here. Over in UK, 'cause it's mainly in America that
Yeah.
name, isn't it? The word.
Yeah, we don't use it much over here.
But I was going to say my mind's gone.
There'll be plenty of that tonight.
Yeah.
It's the excitement. That's what it'll be. That's what it'll be. And last, and by no means least, please welcome to the show for the first time. And you guys know him. He's been in every chat going, quick, get that number. What's that tracking number?
Yeah.
Cancel it. Wakanda Xbox news today. How the devil are you, sir? Thank you for being here.
I am blinding, and how is all you guys? Hopefully everybody in the chat is as hyped as I am, and I am ready and waiting for that between 9 and 1 tomorrow, and I will be getting my Xbox out and I will be flouting it in front of everybody.
Exactly. That doorbell ringing. Sprint into the door.
Oh no, I'm getting too old for sprinting.
Oh, okay. We'll keep the door open then.
Normally when I sprint, the dog gets in the way and I fall over arse over tit. Excuse my French.
Guys,
I think I'm going to make my wife sit on the porch all day tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You would. She'd do it too, I bet.
Guys, we've got something slightly different today. So we've got a 3-month Game Pass giveaway again. We gave one away yesterday, Marion the Mad One, man. He was over the moon with that, so that's fantastic. And we have Wakanda Xbox news today to thank for that. So thank you very much for kindly donating those. The people that we've given them to are really grateful for those. So that's fantastic. But we've also got a little bit of a giveaway. If you want to appear on the show tonight, and you can. You need to make sure that you've obviously got a mic and headset set up and a PC with internet connection. But if you want to appear on the show tonight, just type in the chat, pick me, and we'll pick someone from random, and you'll be able to join the show tonight and get involved in the excitement and the hype that we're trying to build here. So, if you want to appear on the show, type pick me in the chat. And Fugly's put that in there. I'll pick Looper. Okay, well, Looper, where are you? Yeah. Stick your comment in, Looper, and I say we'll pick someone at random. So, guys, let's kick off. My God, there's so much to talk about. What have I put down as the first question? What console have you ordered, and how did the pre-ordering process go? So let's go to you first, Fugly. What have you got coming tomorrow, and what was the pre-ordering process like for you? Because I know there was some ups and downs across the board.
Yeah, so that day I happened to get Monday off. So some Mondays off due to vacation overflow. So I was here sitting at my desk, and I'm like, well, I should try and get early one. I knew it was going to be packed, so I got online. I got order one. Then I'm like, oh, okay, let me try to get another one. So I got a second one, and because of that Microsoft Store glitched, I got a couple emails saying, hey, we got your reservation. You want to order? So I got 3 basically.
Wow.
And I got an XX. I paid that up front, SX from GameStop, so that's coming. But then when I got the emails from Microsoft Store, they said, okay, you pick. Here's one. Pick S or X. And I had an S originally, and I'm like, I don't want an S for. So I got another X. So I got 2 XX comings. The third one I kind of cancel, or I'm being too greedy, so I let that go. But all in all, it was fairly easy. I didn't struggle. It all happened within about 20 minutes on both. Because I'd sit out. GameStop had a freeze over where you had to sit in line and wait, and I hit refresh, so I had to sit in line and wait again. So I was able to order at the second time, and I just hopped over to the Microsoft Store and I just checked out. So it was pretty easy. Pretty easy, actually.
That's pretty good going, because I know people have had absolute nightmares doing this. But Mr. Tushy, what was your pre-ordering process like? What happened?
To start off, I was on a night out in the truck. I was sat in a lay-by. Set me alarm 2 hours before, waiting for I was hoping to get off Amazon. But literally, I didn't even see the Series X once until at least 2 hours after. 2 hours after it had launched, the pre-orders had launched. But luckily, I got one off the Microsoft Store, which was a nightmare. Everything was just crashing, but luckily I got through and got one. And for this week, I've actually booked a week off work, so I can chill out on it.
Yeah, me too. I was working today, but I've got tomorrow till Friday off, so I'm going to revel in the Series X goodness and just download tons of stuff. In fact, I've already got prepared. I've got my portable SSD with all my backups on there, all the games that I want to instantly download and stick on the system. But fun speculation. Mav, what was your pre-ordering process like?
It was a battle. I went to war.
Really?
So I had my battle station right in front of me right here, and I had my wife downstairs on her little battle station, which is the PC that is in her office, and was ready to go. And I was on chat with Graphic God and Flamish. So we were all watching each other struggle trying to get these consoles, and it was frustrating. I mean, so it probably took me about 35 minutes before I got the first one secured. And that was at GameStop. Then there was the second one I managed to get at Amazon. And then I managed to get a Series S at Best Buy for in-store pickup. My wife struck out. So I feel like I kind of got lucky somehow that I was able to get 3 when she was doing the exact same thing that I did. You know what I mean? But I have no faith right now that I'm going to get anything tomorrow based on the all the updates from the stores. So we'll see what actually happens. But yeah, it was
what's happened with what's happened with those updates then? I mean, how comes you don't know that you definitely get one tomorrow? Then what's the deal?
Well, the update keeps changing when I go and look at the tracking numbers they give because nobody's actually picked up the console. None of the actual shippers don't have it. They've just printed the labels, right? So anytime I check on the tracking, it just says different day every time I check. You know, so it's just random. It's like the website just doesn't even work. So I don't know. And Amazon said the same thing for over a week and hasn't updated. So I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but you know, it is what it is. The thing that frustrates me the most is the GameStop one because they actually had an option when you ordered to like pay like $10 or $15 or something like that to guarantee day one delivery. And I went ahead and did that just to make sure.
Did you?
I did, and I did it. And this morning when I checked my GameStop app to follow up on the order, it said the 18th of November.
Really?
So I was freaking out, you know. But we don't know exactly what's going on because the tracking number, they keep switching on who's actually delivering it. I'm confused by the process, but it'll work out. I'm going to get my console. Out of the 3, I would hope that I have a chance to at least get one tomorrow.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? You'd like to think they got their shit together for this because, you know, this isn't the first console launch in history. So, you know, like you say, you'd like to think
it's the first one in the pandemic, but I don't know. You know, like it's interesting to wonder how much of a factor that plays into it. I don't know exactly because the warehouses, they have them all. They've had them for a little while. Deliveries have actually increased in volume. And I remember right when the pandemic started, there was a lot of delivery issues, right? But the last couple months, I mean, everything's gone pretty smooth. When you order something online, it pretty much shows up on time and everything. So I think maybe it's the retailers, poor planning and coordinating with the shippers. I'm not exactly sure, but I still have faith. You know, I think I'm going to get one of the 3. Maybe the one I'm picking up at the store is the Series S. I have an appointment for that, but it still just says preparing for pickup. That's
an interesting point. Why did you go with the Series S? I mean, what role is that going to fulfill in your household?
So I have a household with 3 people that play a lot of video games, and I personally feel guilty if I'm being the spoiled one that gets the new console for myself when I'm always playing on it. So I got 2 Series X's, one for upstairs where I play here and where I stream. One for our bedroom downstairs where my wife usually plays and where I play at night sometimes. And then I got a Series S for my daughter. So she's excited about everything. And I don't know, I'm a sucker. So that's probably more than anything.
Excellent. Well, like you say, you should strike 1 out of 3. Surely you'd like to think so, wouldn't you? God. Yeah. Well, my fingers are crossed. Fingers are crossed. Wakonda, talk us through your morning on the 22nd of September. What happened for you?
Well, I started in kindergarten, and then when I came out at the other end, I was about to retire. I felt.
You was waiting a long time then.
Oh God, I think I spent more time in adolescence watching the circle go round and round and round, load and load and load. especially on the Microsoft's main website. It was just atrocious. But I did get one in the end after 2 other stores crashing. I think Mr. Tucci knows those ones, Game and I can't remember the name of the other company.
Smith's
that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Stubbs had nothing but hell of a trouble on those. Bless him. I tried those and got totally locked out of those sites. And then when I did finally get to the end of the Microsoft one, I didn't know even if I had an order because it just totally crashed. And it wasn't until I got an email later on that I knew, because there was nothing in my basket, there was nothing anywhere until I got the email saying, "Hey, you've secured a console." I know I'd got one, but it's still been stressful to now because
it has, isn't it? You know what I mean? That moment you get that confirmation email, you think that's the end of the road, don't you? But actually, that's just the beginning.
The beginning. Then you're waiting for the shipping information to come, and then the shipping information took till literally last knock-ins to say that it's going to get delivered and what time, and it was just. I don't know why. It should be stressful, but in my mind, it was a little bit. It was just because you want that console so much. Oh, you want the information now, but I know you don't get it. But it would have been nice to be a little bit more helpful.
Well, here we are a few months later, literally on the dawn and the eve of us receiving these consoles with any luck. So yeah, we've made it this far. So yeah, like I said, let's hope the luck holds out for us. I'll go next, Pucks, and I'll come to you last for a very specific reason. You probably know why.
Yeah, of course I do.
I woke up, well, I barely slept in all honesty, but I woke up and obviously got my PC fired up and I got as many tabs open as I could. In fact, I put them all in separate browsers as well in case a browser crashed and then I could carry on. So I didn't really want to risk all the tabs in the same browser. And Microsoft and Game and Smiths, because I actually wanted to get one on all access originally, and kept spamming the refresh button. And it was the Microsoft one that seemed to go live first, and I managed to get my order in. It said, click the order button, so I clicked the order and it went through. And then when it came to the payment thing, it just came up with this white blank page and just stuck there for ages. And I'm thinking, oh, what do I do? Do I refresh? Do I click back? Do I just hold my nerve? So I held my nerve and moved on to the other tabs and tried to get one through Game and Smiths, and that's kind of when their sites crashed. And by the time I'd come back to the Microsoft one, thankfully it went through to my credit card details, and it had to then go all through the bank verification, which again took about 5 minutes to actually clear. And then, like you say, in the end, you finally get this email confirmation. It's like, oh. And then at that moment, because I wanted another one for my partner, she wanted to get one for her son, and like I say, just spamming the Game and the Smiths website, and they just crashed. They just absolutely fell over. I've never seen anything quite like it, to be honest. I'm really surprised. And it took them, I don't think they came back till about 1 o'clock. I think they were down for about 5 hours. And then when they came back, it was all over by then, to be honest. Let's just quickly go through the chat, Pucks. Hang on a sec. We've got Tommy J. Welcome to the show. We've got Caitlin. We know Caitlin, don't we, Mav?
Yeah,
but you
got to watch her quite well.
You got to watch what you say. Malesko, who else? With Pong Soul. She's no elite. Thank you very much for being here. UK Dazarus, SX2. We had a great show yesterday. Thanks for being here. Puxley, talk us through your morning tomorrow, because you didn't secure a Series X on the 22nd. You was umming and ahhing, wasn't you?
Only from a financials perspective. It was a case of, I don't know if I can afford it quite yet or not. And then it wasn't until maybe a day or two later, it was like, actually, yes, I can, but it's too late. So there's me thinking, maybe I can wait until launch, because Microsoft said a few days after the pre-orders, right, that, actually, don't worry, we're still going to have plenty of stock come launch day, which of course we're still not completely sure about yet. So yeah, and then the news dropped. You sent me a link actually the other day to say that, look, all of these UK retailers are going to potentially have some stock. Try your luck. So yeah, I've got my alarms all set to get me up extra early tomorrow. I mean, fortunately, I'm working from home as well, so
that helps.
It's not like I've got to shoot out the door at any particular moment. But yeah, I'm going to be spending tomorrow morning, as you say, tabs open, refreshing the different pages just to see if I can get a bit lucky.
You need separate browsers, like I say. You don't want one browser crashing and taking all the tabs with you. That would piss you off. Well, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
See, I asked. I think it was on last week's show. Might have even been this week's show. I can't remember now. What they do? Actually, it was on Wandering Dutch's show. The mix up midweek. I asked what do we think they do with all of the cancelled orders they must have, because there was probably lots of people that put a couple of orders in.
I don't want it on my phone.
Oh, you there?
Oh, hey, Lupa.
Lupa's here.
Hello.
Yeah. What an entry. What an entry.
Can you hear us?
Hello, Lupa.
I don't know if she can hear us.
She's probably dying in embarrassment.
Did you guys, speaking of, did you guys see that tweet from, I think it was Aaron or Phil Spencer? They showed a warehouse full of, like a whole warehouse full of
I saw that,
full of Xbox Series.
I
It
did.
looked like the Indiana Jones warehouse.
Yeah, it did.
Yes,
yeah,
I can hear you.
the one where it goes on forever. How are you doing, Assassin Lupa? Have we got time delay? Are you there?
We are going on a journey through sight and sound.
Yeah, there's something
You're
strange
now
going on.
entering the twilight zone.
She may be on the phone, not the computer.
Hmm.
She may not be able to hear us, but I think we can hear her. I think that's what's
Yeah.
going on.
I'm wondering, Assassin Lupa, you might be listening to us on YouTube, because there's probably about a 10 or 15 second delay on YouTube. So you might have to mute YouTube and talk to us directly on the phone if
I
possible.
can hear you.
Okay. Hopefully, in about 15 seconds' time, she'll get all that information.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, good luck tomorrow, Pucks. Like
thank
I
you.
say, I'm wondering if it's cancelled stock that is the reason why we've got some of these extra orders coming in. Do we know when they're likely to be delivered?
I mean, I've read some stories about. You mean for the ones tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I've read stories that it could be as late December, like the 18th or 19th of December at the worst case. But I think that was mainly for game. I think obviously Mr. Tushy mentioned something similar earlier, but whether or not the other retailers are like that or not, I don't know. So, and nothing like that, as far as I'm concerned, has been revealed or shown. So, I have to try my luck, I think, and just hope for the best and keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah,
That's a whole month ahead.
Yeah, I know. I'll be watching videos all day, every day.
I'll send you videos of mine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, great. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank me later.
You're going to do an unboxing flap.
I wasn't going to, only because it's been done to death, to be honest. I suppose I could, but, who wants to see me opening it? I don't know. I just want to get in there and turn the thing on, to be honest. Guys in the States, have you heard anything for tomorrow? Is there going to be plans to release some more stock? Do you know?
I think the retailers I've asked are going to have some in stock, but they have been very coy about how many. They won't give you a straight answer. So we don't know. I know that online PlayStation is going to have a lot available. Maybe not a lot, but they will have some available. So I'm curious how that's going to go. Microsoft didn't do the second round of pre-orders like PlayStation did. Okay. So that's why the rumors are that they're going to have some at retail. And so there's not hope lost for a lot of people. They can go get in line. I know that's what Clowns is trying to do. So he's going to be waiting all night in line to try and get his Xbox.
We had Clowns' story on our podcast about what he went through on that day.
I can just imagine this, though, because it's going to be raining on Clowns tonight, and he's going to be standing in line all night tonight waiting. And then in the morning, when he's still in line, this family with this baby is going to walk by and go in and grab the Series X. And he knows that was supposed to be his and what he's had to go through because of that baby.
Yeah, exactly. Lupa, are you with us? Are you there?
And he's going to be standing in line all night tonight waiting.
It's not happening, is it?
I can hear us. I can hear us in her background. So, yeah, she's there.
Oh, yeah, I can hear Mav in the background.
She's listening in YouTube, I think.
Yeah, it sounds pretty okay.
Puxley, can you do me a favor? Can you DM Assassin Lupa?
Yes, Flap, I'm here.
Well,
Yeah,
can you let her know what the problem is? Cool. Right. We've got a giveaway. We've got a Game Pass Ultimate giveaway, guys, in the chat. So we've got 3-month Game Pass Ultimate giveaway. So we're going to do what we normally do. Pux, are you able to capture the number of chat?
I already have it all set up.
Good man. Well done. So it's going to be the 570th person who puts a comment in the chat that's going to win the Game Pass Ultimate, 3-month Game Pass Ultimate. So get busy in the chat, everyone. Fugly. So let's assume all of the planets align and your Series X turns up tomorrow. What's the first thing you're going to fire up on it?
Man, that is an extremely hard question.
Good question.
To ask. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to go on a buying spree. I've been seeing a lot of gameplay for Valhalla. They were doing it earlier on the Xbox on the UK channel, and man, that looks really, really good. I've also been seeing some people play the Watchdog Legions with the patch, and that looks really good. And I think the guy said that they did some updates as far as gameplay, multiplayer. You have some mods and stuff. So I don't know, man. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
Tough one, isn't it? It is a tough one because, certain aspects of this gaming community are saying, oh, well, there's no games and stuff, which are a load of BS, to be honest. There's plenty of bloody games out there, most of them backwards compatible. Fair enough, that's fine. But, when we're getting serious upgrades to some of these, even back compat games, it's definitely worth putting some time and effort back into these games. We've got Marcus Holder saying Assassin's Creed all the way. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be mine. UK Desirous, no surprise. Dirt 5, he likes his driving games. That's cool. Mr. Tushi, go on in. What game are you playing first?
Luckily for time zones, I'll be playing Watchdog Legions first because I've had to not play it today because if I do, I'll end up completing it.
Have you downloaded it?
I've done about 70% of the game already.
Oh wow! Oh jeez. Okay.
I've been absolutely loving it. It just keeps pulling me in. I can't stop playing it. So I've just kept away from it for now.
I wasn't that blown away by it, if I'm completely honest. I think it's perhaps the animations seem a little janky at times, and perhaps I'm being completely unfair, and that's fair enough. I'm going to have to give it a go though, because I am intrigued by it.
But my main plan for the launch day is I'm going to be playing the Gears campaign with VJ.
Oh, nice! Excellent.
He's coming over to the Xbox side. So we play there, but luckily, because of time zones, he'll be late. Getting his later than what I am, so hopefully I can get a bit of Watch Dogs in before we start.
He's going to have to download it first, mate. What's that? It's pushing 100 gigs, isn't it? So it might be a while. Good job you got the rest of the week off.
Yeah.
Wakanda, Xbox news today. Go on in. What are you playing first?
Gears Tactics.
Oh, okay.
I've completed half of it on PC. So I just want to play that first because it's in my mind's eye. I want to see a comparison because I've got the computer not near the TV, but it's a case of I want to see what the comparisons. I want to see in my own eyes what it's like. Then I will be going on to Assassins, no doubt. It's got to be done.
Yeah,
that game just looks phenomenal every time I've seen it, and I've basically put it on the TV at 4K. It's just been mind-blowing.
Well, that's the thing,
about it.
Even when you see the YouTube 4K videos, it looks phenomenal, doesn't it? But even that's got the YouTube compression all over it, so it's going to look even better come tomorrow.
Yes.
So excellent. This is a naive question. I should probably know the answer to this. Can you pre-download it, or do you have to wait till tomorrow?
No, it's downloaded. It's already. I've got it on a hard drive ready. It's I can't remember how big it was, but yeah, I've got it on an external hard drive ready to transfer over to the series when I get it.
I need to do that myself then. I need to do that after this podcast, to be honest. I'll get on there, buy that, and get it downloaded.
Yeah, to be honest, I spent the other day, because I've got two hard drives, I just spent the whole day sorting one hard drive out so that it's got everything on there that I could possibly want for the next 10 years to play. And or to try and whatever else, but it's just a case of that. I think that's what a lot of people need to do: is just preempt what they want and get it on that hard drive if they've got a hard drive, mind you. And then you haven't got to waste time downloading. I know we haven't got caps in this country, but not a lot of people have got great internet. So.
No, to be honest, I've done the same. I've shifted Gears 5 over onto my external drive and stuff like that. So, Looper's gone. I was just coming to Looper. Damn.
I think she's switching to the laptop.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll stick. If you can hear us, Looper, we'll stick with it. Persevere. We'll get you on. Don't worry. We'll get it sorted one way or the other. So that's cool. Mav, go on in. What are you firing up first?
I want to play 4 games first. I don't know.
I
don't know if that's possible.
You can go with quick resume.
To be fair, you've got 3 machines as well, so you could kind of.
Yeah, but I don't want to like run downstairs and then run back. Quick resume is going to be my savior. That's for sure.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
But the one I'm most excited about is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm just pumped about that, and then I want to play Gears 5 to see the difference, and because it looks like it's gonna be incredible. I've been playing Watch Dogs Legion, which has been a actually big surprise for me how fun that game is. And I want to play Dirt 5. It looks like it's a blast. And then I think that's the main ones. I know Forza Horizon 4. And then Master Chief Collection. Although the update for that isn't coming out on the till like December, I don't think. But
yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Yeah.
Maybe November 17th. I don't remember exactly what day, but yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm going to be using Quick Resume like crazy, and you can probably see whatever I'm playing on stream whenever I get my stuff hooked up. So it'll be fun. I can't wait. Thanks to Ubisoft also for doing it right for a next gen launch and actually having some big titles on launch day. That one game features some next gen stuff with the ray tracing, and another one just looks freaking gorgeous and is a massive new experience. Some of these games could have taken more time and optimized themselves more and delayed to launch day, like Marvel's Avengers, for example, and some other games. It doesn't really make sense to me, but we have a plethora of things to enjoy. And I honestly, I can't. I don't know what I'll actually end up spending most of my time on. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is probably the one I'm gonna spend. Probably going to be that one.
You'll be able to stick some serious hours into that, to be honest. So, chat guys, what are you guys and gals? What are you going to be playing? What's the first thing you're going to be? I say spinning up. You can't really say that with an SSD, can you? What's the first thing you'll be playing? As and when you get your new next gen consoles, Pucks. Okay, so you might be a few weeks out before you actually get your hands on one, but that doesn't mean to say you haven't got plans for your first game. What's getting loaded up first?
Well, say finances aside, I'm hoping I'll be able to jump into some Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well. But failing that, I think as Mav just said actually as well, I'd very much love to jump into some Gears 5. Just said with Dragon Wolf in the chat. I've not actually ever played either of the Ori games, so. Wow. I'm quite happy. I'm quite looking forward to jumping into those as well. And then I think there's a number of console-only Game Pass titles which haven't reached me on PC Game Pass, so I'll be jumping into some of those as well. Things like I know they're not like showcases necessarily, but Doom Eternal and games like that, I've not had a chance to play properly yet. So I'm really looking forward to jumping into some of the back catalogue as well. So those are probably the first few that I'll experiment with, I think.
Well, Molesco said State of Decay 2. That's an interesting one. Falconeer, I think Pongsol said Falconeer. That's quite an intriguing game, actually. And I'm quite looking forward to the 120 frames 4K as well, because, I guess that kind of brings us on to our next topic, actually. Who's actually upgraded any part of their setup for the next generation? Because I went and bought myself an OLED, a C9 OLED LG earlier this year, purely in readiness for this generation, really, because it's got HDMI 2.1. OLEDs are fantastic anyway, but obviously it does 4K and 120 frames a second. So let's go around. Pucks, I mean, you've got a 4K TV anyway, haven't you? So is there anything, I mean, you haven't got an elite controller or anything. Is there anything else you'd consider getting to upgrade?
I don't think so. I mean, I've got a 4K HDR TV. I got it about 2 years ago to kind of prepare for when this day was going to come, but it hasn't got 120 hertz refresh rate or anything like that. So I won't be jumping into that. And but to be honest, things like refresh rate doesn't necessarily bother me too much. As long as I can get a solid 4K 60, for me, that quite satisfies me enough. But I'm sure once lockdown's over, I'm sure I can hop over to your place and check out 120 frames. See how that looks, and then feel jealous for the next couple of years before I can upgrade.
Well, one thing I'm looking forward to is the low latency in the controllers. And they did say that there was an upgrade or an update, a soft, if not firmware update in the existing controllers, because obviously they hold some firmware in those, and that you can actually have this particular low latency sort of patch on your existing controllers. I'm hoping hoping that's coming tomorrow on day one, because it would be nice to know that the Series 1 and 2 Elite controllers get this low latency patch as well.
I did hear something to that effect, that if you use even older controllers, if you use them on the Series X, I'm sure they said that they can also benefit from the low latency that you get from the increased processing power.
Yeah, no, go, Mr. T.
All the controllers can have an update to have the low latency, but it's not coming until 2021. I believe.
Okay, there we are.
They've missed a trick there, haven't they? Okay, so that's at least we know that now. Then, so if you want to get the meshed out of the low latency side of things, so if you're playing a Twitch shooter like Call of Duty or whatever, with your your low latency TV and stuff, then yeah, that's an interesting point. Okay. Mav, have you updated anything, any tech wise in readiness, or was you kind of ready to go already?
Yeah, I think I was pretty much ready to go. I don't have 120 hertz possibility, but I'm just going to wait on that until there's more down the line that are going to be taking advantage of it. It does suck that you can't go in and try that out at launch, but it's not a huge deal to me. 4K 60 is going to be a great experience across most of these games. So I'm pretty much good to go. I got a new monitor this year, but I didn't want to spring for 120 hertz, and so yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Excellent. Guys, let's get someone else in the chat to join the show. Guys, if you want to join the show, you can do it now. I will send you a link.
Begging. Flamish wants in.
Flemish wants in. Okay, I'll ping over. But put in the text if you want to come on. Pick me. Just write that in the text. Like I said, all you need is an internet connection, a headset, and a mic. Or like Puxley's got, a built-in one. Gaming headset's fine, and we can get you on the show and we can fire some of these questions at you. Assassin Looper, it's obviously not quite working out, but I'll tell you what, if you're willing, I would love to have you on one of the Sunday podcasts. So perhaps between now and then we can get all the tech sorted out. But okay, let's ping over a link to Flamish as we speak. Wakanda tech, what have you updated, if anything?
Nothing really. Okay. I've got the Elite. I love my Elite controller. It's not much. I've been looking at TVs. Hey, there it is. It is one sweet piece of gear. It is nice. I've been looking at. I have already got a 4K, 60 hertz, blah 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 TV, 65 inch. It's just convincing the wife or the bank manager, as I like to call her, whether I can have a new TV. But I've been looking. I've seen some nice ones. I'll probably wait till next year. So nothing really.
Yeah, Wakanda. I got it on the comm. The next year, the TVs are not going to be OLED anymore. They're going to be mini OLED, which is a bit better than this year's.
Yeah, I've not had a chance to observe one of those with my own eyes yet. I'd love to see that because, like I say, my OLED TV absolutely blows me away every time. So to think that there's something even better than that out there is just like.
There's never they call it mini because they're supposed to deliver more pixel density quality. Also, all of them are going to be standard with HDMI 2.1, and on top of that, they're going to be made for gaming, which is a 1 millisecond response thing between your controller and your screen, which is it's going to be.
That's a big deal, isn't it? Between your controller and the screen, because normally when they talk in sort of terms of latency, they normally talk from the sort of the box to the TV, don't they? But, wow,
how much are those suckers going to cost?
I don't want to be hearing this, and I can't mute it.
Oh, she's back. No.
Lupa's back! Yay!
Yeah,
can you hear us, Lupa?
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Go on. Go on.
Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Hello, Flemish.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep,
yes.
We can hear you.
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I want to say I'm too excited, but I'm on my phone while driving the bus, so I'm gonna mute myself sometimes. But I'm so freaking excited for this.
Be safe.
Crash, bang, wallop.
Yeah, be safe. Hope you're on hands free. I don't want to be responsible.
I basically call like all the time with clowns and everyone while driving. So I'm just watching straightforward. I'm just mute my phone sometimes.
This show's turned into a phone-in. I wasn't expecting that. Lupa, are you with us? Can you hear us?
No, it's not good. I get not good and no quiet.
Hey, it's dialer pizza.
You'll hear a ping in a minute when someone presses the button on the bus to stop.
Sorry, Wakanda, I cut in there.
No, that's fine. What I was going to say was, have you got a Richer Sounds near you?
Was one in Maidstone? Yeah, I live near Maidstone, so yes, there is one.
They have I don't know about your Maidstone one, but the majority of them have a showroom or TV room where you can book. Obviously not at the moment, but you can tell them what TVs you want, and they will get them all set up. They will compare them for you, so you can have a look at them side by side. They will do the sound tests on them, etc. And anybody that is wanting a TV and has a Richard Sounds accessible to them, I highly recommend it, because it's just, you can see and you can hear what you want.
Yeah. Cool. I'm going to ask Looper a question. So if and when you get the answer, if and when you hear the question, give us the answer, and we'll stop talking because it seems to be a bit of a delay. But have you ordered a Series X, and is it coming tomorrow? So let us know where you are on that one. What's going on in the chat, Pucks? Is there much going on?
I've got a few new people joining in the chat. People saying Looper's back. Looper's back.
And it is coming tomorrow. Microsoft Store were very good. I did it in 2 minutes, and I've had no problems. And I've had the happy to have you get my console message.
Did you just say 2 minutes, Lupa? Wow.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Yeah. Was you actually in the Microsoft Store at the time? Because mine didn't take 2 minutes. Now, I had the feeling I was one of the early ones to sort of click the refresh, and it all kind of came live to me. So for you to have a kind of a seamless experience is quite good to hear. Actually, it's encouraging for you as well, Pucks.
Yeah, it holds some hope for me. Yeah.
Congrats, Lupa. She's no Elite's just saying congrats, Lupa. Yeah, excellent. One other question for you then, Lupa. Just trying to catch up with where we are. What game will you be playing tomorrow? What's the first thing you're going to be playing on the system? Let's see what she comes back with on that one. Richer Sounds. Yeah, they're good shop, Richer Sounds. I've always held a soft spot for those guys.
Well, the first thing I will be doing is playing back comp games to get it all set up and get rid of the awe and the excitement of looking at my OLED with the Series X on.
Oh, fantastic.
And then once I've calmed down, I will be into Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the next 2 months or so.
Brilliant. Oh, that's cool. You're pretty much the same as me then, to be honest. And you've raised a very good point there, actually, and we'll go round, and perhaps we'll come back to you last on that one, on this particular point, because obviously there's a bit of a time delay. But Flemish, let's go to you first. What backwards compatible title are you most looking forward to either replaying or playing for the first time on the Series X? Oh, he's gone.
I'm managing it, but I'm having to mute that and do that.
Yeah.
Why? I'm sat here. Why do you want me to move again and keep interrupting me? I'm trying to answer their questions.
All right. Okay, I'm here. So
I like Lupa's fiery.
So yeah, I'm so excited. Like the first, can you hear me actually? Because I'm not getting the feedback.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. No, the first game I'm
the
going
feedback's
to.
assassin.
The feedback?
No.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm just
Sorry.
What game are you going to be firing up first on back compat?
backup pad. I was thinking about like probably it's going to be like I'm thinking like all the exciting games. There are so many games that I want to play at the same time. Probably Origins. I mean Odyssey from Assassin's Creed, because I'm actually just finished the story. I want to play the game a little bit longer, you know.
Okay.
So I'm probably gonna fire that up, as well as Overcooked 2, because there's new thing coming out, which has like the 4K stuff. So that's exciting. And yeah, for the rest, it's Assassin's Creed, like a new game that I'm going to play. So.
And there goes the bus. It's gone for a tunnel.
No. I'm still here.
Fugly, what are you going to be playing? What's your back compat? What are you looking forward to catching up on?
Oh man, you know this is my first Xbox, so I don't have any back compat games that I have been playing on PC. I've been playing the MCC. I've been playing a bunch of other games that are only available on PC, like Puxley say. And I really want to jump on the ones that are not available for PC, which are console games. Doom. He just mentioned Doom, and I have not played that game at all. Doom Eternal. I played Doom back in the day on PC. One of the Quake, Doom, the first games that came out. But I haven't played this particular version of it. I'm probably gonna pop in that one. That look really good when they showcased it on the NVIDIA showcase.
You are in for an absolute treat, because even in this generation, that game always felt next generation. And I even mean Doom 2016 felt next generation. It is so smooth and fantastic.
Yeah, I also saw a tweet today that Halo 4 is available for PC, but Fun was telling me that it's been available for console. So I've played from Reach all the way to 3. Now probably a good time to catch up on 4 and 5 there on Game Pass.
That's cool. Wakanda, what are you going to be playing back compat wise?
I'm not too sure. I would very old game, but my brain has just gone to mush because I was looking at the chat at something. But there's some Japanese RPGs. I've completed them before, but I just love that genre, and I will probably revisit back to that. Star Ocean, not a very popular game, but that is just one of the best games going, and so forth. But there's so much out there. As you turned around and said earlier, people turned around and said there's no games for Xbox. I'm sorry, but when you say there's no games, you're being literally naive. And that's, I don't want to go down that road because
I completely agree. And it's a narrative, Microsoft have bought all these studios and the roadmap is still seemingly a little way off, although they've not really sort of discussed the roadmap one way or the other. But we've got all of this greatness still to come. That's the thing, it is coming. You just need to hold your faith and just wait for Microsoft and these studios to do their thing. And, like you say, we're going to have a plethora of games that we're going to be sifting through for a long time yet.
Obviously, that's a totally different topic to sort of go to, which we could discuss that on another show or whatever. But the game, the roadmap that you're saying is, I don't see that roadmap materialize until, to be honest, 2022, 23 probably at the earliest. Give these guys 5 years. You've had COVID. I would have said 3 to 5 years, but you've had COVID, so give them the full 5 years. Look at Halo. I know they've had internal issues and everything else, but they have not had the time to sit next to each other and make a good game. It must be hard shouting literally across a room, as it would be in a theoretical way, to get a game sorted out. You're sort of shouting, "Oh, I want to do this," and the next guy's going, "Yeah, but I want to do that," or whatever. It must be hard. I can only envisage it to a certain degree.
No, completely agree. And it's, it has taken its toll on all of the industries. Obviously, thankfully, it doesn't seem to have taken its toll on the production of these machines, COVID. Thank God for that. But obviously the games and the dev side of things has taken, and it was, obviously really gutting to see that the medium has slipped back to January from December. But Mav, back compat games, what are you playing?
Probably a Master Chief Collection first. Then I do want to go and check out we were talking about this earlier, Jedi Fallen Order, because of the performance gains there. I want to see how well Marvel Avengers runs on Series X, even though it doesn't have the next gen optimization coming out yet. I'm thinking a lot of the performance problems on there may be helped just because of the raw power of the console, so that might improve that game. And then let's see, Sunset Overdrive might be fun to go back to.
The chat's mentioned that a few times, actually. Mambo Jazz mentioned that.
There's several games that are going to get improvements, that were a little janky. Or another one that interested me that I have is Dead or Alive 6, because that game was borderline unplayable. And Dead or Alive was always a fun fighting game, and I've always liked fighting games, and that's one that me and my wife always like to play against each other. But when I got that game, it was like crashing, and the frame rate just went all over the place. And I think Digital Foundry or somebody did a test on it, and it was running at like 4K 60, smooth as butter. So it's a game that I wasted my money on before that I'm actually going to see if I can't get some value out of it now.
The One X was doing that? Even the One X?
Yeah, even the One X, yeah. It just is a poorly optimized game, right?
It's strange there's some poorly optimized games out there, isn't it?
There's Flemish.
Yeah, I just saw him pop up on the screen. Pucks?
What, back compact games?
Yeah, anything that grabs you?
Yeah, there is actually. And you might think this is a bit strange. As you know, I'm a big indie game fan. And one game I never got around to playing, which did come to Game Pass, was Untitled Goose Game. I know.
Okay.
But it's one of those little kind of weird indie darlings I've seen, which you know, got really good reviews. It started off as like an April Fool's joke, I believe, and it kind of grew, became a meme, and it became the big phenomenon which it is now. There's all these little things about it I just found really interesting, and I've given it a small go on through like cloud gaming on my phone, and that was really good. But you know, cloud gaming's been great for me to play some console games, which you know I can't play on PC because it's not on there. But it's not a good long-term solution. Personally, for me, that's my opinion on cloud gaming, at least as it stands now for me. I'm quite looking forward to bumping up on the big screen, even a simple game like Untitled Goose Game, just to have that on a nice 55 4K TV. I think it's going to be quite nice to have. Yeah. I've got two questions from the chat, actually, I'd like to bring up, if that's all right.
Yeah.
So one question here from Black Eyed Dog asks, does backwards compatibility work with physical discs or just digital?
Both.
Would anybody like to answer that? It is definitely both, isn't it?
It's both.
So yes, Black Eyed Dog, you can definitely play your back compact games, both discs and digital as well. I think if you have, especially with games with gold from the 360 in that kind of place, I believe they're stored against your account. So once you boot up your Series X, if your Series whatever, when you get one, I believe someone backed me up here that they will appear in your library to just download once you boot up the new system. Is that correct?
Yep.
That is correct.
Cool. Long as it's on the backwards compatibility list that's online, just check that, and whether you've got the disc or if you bought it digital, then you're good.
Yes, and as Shizno Elise just said, that of course if you buy Series S, then obviously it's digital only because it doesn't have a disc drive. So yes, it is backwards compatible fully, depending on what system. Another question here from Mambo Jazz, actually. I want to see Watch Dogs Legion with ray tracing. Do you think we will get a 60 FPS option in the future?
Well, Watch Dogs Legion with ray tracing, the Series X patch is already out, so you can see that on there, but it is only running at 30. So will we get a 60 frames per second mode? Well, they have in Valhalla, so I'm surprised they haven't in Watch Dogs. So I guess it's watch this space. I'd be surprised if something didn't come along, to be honest.
Yeah, probably an update down the road, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're not going to get 4K 60 with ray tracing. It's going to have to be, you know, imagine the triangle. You're going to have to, you know, sacrifice one of those corners. So
there are going to be massive updates on that game as well, because the multiplayer is not even actually available yet, which is all coming in updates in December.
Okay, well, that's cool. Where are we with the chat, Pucks, in terms of numbers? Has anyone won our competition yet?
No, we haven't met the number yet.
Okay, well, we'll keep going. Assassin Loop, I'll come to you next. And again, bear in mind there is a delay, so we'll do our best to try and bridge that gap. But what are you going to be doing with your existing Xbox or Xboxes? That's an interesting one, that. Let's see what she comes back with.
Well, while we wait, did you guys...
Sorry, were you talking to me?
Yes, that was for you, Assassin Looper. Yeah. What are you going to do with your current Xbox?
Here's Flemish.
I'm keeping it because sometimes I get ill, so I want one in the other room in my bedroom, and I don't want to put a joiner in for the Series X, so I'm going to have that one run to my bedroom, the Series the One X that I have now.
I mean, the One X is a phenomenal...
my back compact games on it.
Yeah, I mean, the One X is a phenomenal piece of kit, to be honest, and I'm certainly not selling mine. I'm going to utilise that and get as much out of it as I can. Is anyone else concerned about Flemish driving a bus?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm concerned about Flamish driving a bus even when he's not on a podcast.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Did you guys know that? I'm sure it's the same everywhere, but here in the States, you're allowed to bring in your consoles and your previous games for credit. And I think Fun was talking about how he turned in his PS4 and all these games. You get some store credit for some new gen games.
Yes, I did that. I traded in my PS4 Pro and one of my Xboxes to get plenty of credit to be able to get some next-gen games. And the day after that, they canceled my PS5 pre-order. So it kind of didn't go in my favor. Now I'm going to be without a PlayStation, period. However, I have been getting these games. I already got Call of Duty paid for. I got Assassin's Creed ready to go. I got Dirt 5. I got that now. So yeah, I'm invested now with these new games to have plenty of stuff to play.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Wakanda, what are you doing with your current Xbox?
Backup, keeping it as backup.
Mm-hmm.
By the time it comes, I've said this in the chat, not in this chat, but by the time it comes to selling it, it's not. I don't think it's going to be worth anything. So you might as well keep it for backup. I'm not saying the Xbox Series X is going to be have any issues, but if it does, then I've got something to. I've got my One X to play. I'm not going to be. Excuse me. I'm not going to be left out.
Did you see some of the YouTube videos saying that the Series X is bricking and stuff? I was thinking, oh, here we go.
I saw one. I saw one that was by a YouTuber who said that it got bricked, and nobody else has said anything. No. There's been no other anybody who's had the console early say anything. It's the same as the heating issue. It was a load of old BS.
Yeah, exactly that. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Spawn Wave and stuff. He's kind of predominantly PlayStation a little bit. I mean, he is kind of a gaming channel, but he actually tore down the Series X down to nuts and bolts, and it was really interesting to see how that thing's put together. And he was really praiseworthy of it as well.
It's actually a good thing because a lot of people were worried about, how on the One X, I've been doing some research, and then on the Xbox One, if you bricked or your hard drive broke, you can replace it with an SSD, even though it was an old hard drive. Well, now with this one, if somehow, because SSD do tend to go bad, it depends on the handler over time. Delete, save, or rewrite. Over time, they might go bad, but you can replace it. You can literally replace your SSD, which is a good thing actually.
It's an M.2 connection, isn't it?
Yeah, opposed to the PS5 I saw, and I don't know, I don't have one, but I heard that those were solder in, which are much harder or probably not good to replace.
Okay. Pucks, well, you haven't got an Xbox to trade in, so what are you going to do with your PS4? Are you hanging on to that? Or?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely hanging on to it. There's a few new games which are cross between PS4 and PS5 releases, so I'm quite looking forward to jumping into some of those. I'm in no particular rush for Spider-Man, but again, that is on PS4, so I may well purchase that at some point to give that a go. But if I'm perfectly honest, again, I've said it many times, and I'll say it again, I absolutely love platformers. They're kind of one of my top genres of choice. So games like Sackboy Adventure, I'm actually really looking forward to jumping into. As soon as I found that was coming to PlayStation 4 as well as 5, I was quite sold on that one. That's definitely one for the Christmas list, I think.
No, that's pretty cool. Stubbs Gaming, welcome to the show, my friend. Do you want to jump on quickly? I can send you an invite if you're in a position where you want to jump on and can answer some of these questions.
Before we carry on, actually, can I quickly bring up something that I saw on Twitter earlier? So SX2, I think, put a comment as well on Twitter about what people are going to do. And I think there's a guy on there, I believe it's called Baldman Gamer, who mentioned that he was going to donate his to a local hospital.
Yeah, Manchester Hospital.
Yeah, and I was very surprised to see that MSI, computing manufacturer MSI UK, even chimed in officially and said that they would, if they can get some contact details, they might donate some bits and bobs to the hospital as well. Wow. And I thought it was absolutely fantastic news, and hopefully that all goes well and carries on. So good job on MSI if that definitely is the case,
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, that's cool. Just send you an invite, Stubbs, if you're around and if you're able to join. That's cool. If not, we'll have Crispy Bomb on as well if you're around and able to join. That'd be cool. So where did we get to, Mr. T? We haven't come to you for a little while. What are you doing with your Xbox?
I've obviously hasn't thought about it. I've literally in my head I'm just going to plug it in, stick the one back in the original box, and then I'll go from there. I was hoping that my missus. Go on.
Have you got a One X or?
Yeah, I've got a One X at the moment, but I might sell it. It depends if I ever need any money at some point. I might keep it as like a little investment or something.
Well, like you say, it just makes you wonder what the resale value is going to be like as and when, more and more people get the X. This is the weird thing, isn't it, about the Series S? I mean, that's coming in at £300. Is it £300?
$250.
£250, $300. That's where I was going wrong. But just some of the news that's coming out of the Series S is phenomenal. So Ori and the Blind Forest running at 4K. All of the, there was an interview. I think Colt Eastwoods did an interview with Jason Ronald, and he was saying that the ray tracing in the Series X is equally matched by what's in the Series S, ray tracing wise. Obviously, not at the same resolution and stuff, but it's like, wow, that's phenomenal.
Well, they did say they get the GPU, the I/O, everything else as close to the X as possible, so that everything could be literally downscaled. Will be no issues with downscaling. You also get a version of ray tracing. It won't be Series X ray tracing, but you will get a version of ray tracing. And fundamentally, it's been built with help from the devs, etc., etc. So all the comments that you see online that this is bad for the devs, this is going to hold people back. As I say, it's back to the BS scenario. There's too many people out there that have got an issue with Xbox for one reason or another and just like to slate it. Most of us on here are multi-gamers. We enjoy what we do. We like what we do. We're gamers, and it doesn't matter what's your preferred bit of plastic. Game on, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more, to be honest. Mav, you've got 3 Xboxes coming tomorrow, with any luck, hopefully. How many have you got currently, and what are you doing with those then?
So I have I had 7. I traded 1.
7?
Yeah, I had 7.
Okay.
Now I kind of use them as like, entertainment hubs for my TVs. For me, with the whole Xbox One thing where you had the HDMI pass through and all that kind of stuff, that really worked for me and what we wanted to do. So I had an Xbox in every room of the house, and pretty much everywhere where we had a TV. And I'm just I don't know. I know I have a problem, guys. I understand. I have a problem. I know. But
I think Caitlin's agreeing with you.
Yeah, I love video games. So I still have 6 of my Xboxes. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with two of them, right? Because it'll be extra. So I have a couple of 1S's that I may sell those or trade them in for games. Probably, maybe I'll trade them in towards a PS5 whenever I can actually get a PS5 now. So that's probably what I'll do with those 2. But the rest, I'm going to keep the 1Xs I have, so that way I can just keep one on all the TVs that in my house. Because sometimes, with we have people over in the game room and we're like shooting pool or whatever like that. Somebody wants to play Xbox, they got the option, right? So that's one reason why I want the Xbox to come out with that media stick.
Okay.
Right. Because that would benefit me greatly. I wouldn't have to have like the Xboxes on all the TVs, because I don't care about having the best experience everywhere. But I do want to be able to have that experience on all of our TVs. So, and as far as I was thinking about something when y'all were talking about the Series S and the ray tracing, right? And that kind of stuff. Because people keep saying these things. Well, okay, yeah, right. It's Series S 290. It's not actually going to do this. We haven't seen anything, and we've seen again about like the hard drive and the SSD and the install speeds. All the naysayers that keep saying things about Xbox. Well, it's not actually going to be able to do this, or it's not actually going to do that. It's just marketing speak. It's just BS or whatever. Every time it gets closer and closer to launch, we keep seeing all these naysayers being proven wrong and Xbox being proven right about the things that they've been promoting and marketing to the consumer, especially when we saw the Watch Dogs ray tracing on Series S. It looked astounding to get that kind of visuals on a $299 console. So all these devs that are going to have to put in more work are going to actually be really happy at the end of the day when they sell more games because more people have a console in their house.
No, absolutely. So. Who did I just see? Oh, Malesko's just said he couldn't believe how small the Series S is. And I saw someone tear down the Series S, actually. And when it's in someone's hand, it's just realise how tiny the Series S is. I think Stubbs says he was coming in, so I'm waiting for Stubbs to turn up, perhaps. Flemish, you don't seem to be moving at the moment. So what are you doing with your current Xbox?
Yeah, for me, my current Xbox, I'm just like keeping it for now. I'm just gonna put it on the sale on Facebook, and when I get like someone that wants to buy it from me, they have to give me a good price. Otherwise, it's not going out of my door. That's how I did with my PlayStation 4, and it actually got sold like 2 days ago. So I was like, yeah, I'll sell to you for that price. Like, I got $240 for that one, so I'm pretty happy with that one. I want to say. Overall, I have so many games that I'm gonna play on the Xbox. I'm not gonna invest in my PlayStation 4 anymore. Or I think for the time being, just for the few games. First of all, they're 80 euros in Belgium, so that's really expensive. So for me, it's a little bit too expensive, at least. Also, don't be scared that I'm driving at the same time. I always call people.
UK Daz has just said we've not seen you pick up anyone yet in your bus. Are you actually driving a bus?
Yeah, it's at night. I'm actually in 5 minutes. I'm like at the station, and then I need to stop for like 12 minutes, so I can show you the bus if you want.
Looks like it's nighttime, right, Flemish?
Amazing. But it's I'm just so it's almost like it's 10 p.m. We're not in like the main city, so it's really quiet. I think I picked up like 5 people along the way or something like in the beginning, and dropped them off like I think a few stops after. So there's no one on my bus most of the time.
I've just got this nightmare. We're going to be part of a crash somewhere in Belgium. Oh.
If you want, I can put up my camera off again, but I thought it was maybe a little bit more interesting for the stream to watch.
Well, I've never seen someone driving a bus on an Xbox stream before. I've got to be honest.
I have been looking at his driving.
I'm just too excited, man. I drank my Red Bull, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Exciting. Like, when my order, like, got processed today, because I was still waiting for my order to be processed. And now it's saying ready to ship. But I have no tracking number yet, so I'm like, damn it, no, where's it going? Come on.
As time zones go, you on the whole panel and possibly the chat, you're the guy that's leading us on the time zones because you're actually an hour ahead of the UK as well, I believe. So
yes, that's true. Okay. That's true. I'm really excited.
Assassin Looper, apologies for tonight. There's obviously some technical issues. Like I said, there seems to be like a 10-second delay between me asking a question and you hearing it and responding. So it's not kind of working out. But like I said, I'd love to have you on a Sunday show. We'll get the tech side stuff sorted out. But here we go. We've got Stubbs. Hello, how are you?
What, guys? Can you hear me?
I can.
Hey,
you're not driving.
Yes,
You're not driving any kind of vehicle, are you?
Oh no. I noticed that Flemish is driving a bus.
Yeah. How very European.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm just waiting for him to start singing Summer Holiday.
I'm obviously prepping for tomorrow, and I went on the Xbox store on whether it's not confusion, but I went on there to look if the Series X is available. Obviously, it's not. But the Series X, the old Series S's, 3 of them were available. And I went back in 5 minutes later, and all of them were made unavailable. I don't know whether that's to stop the so-called people getting confused about buying the wrong system tomorrow. I don't know.
I saw somewhere, I think it was on Twitter, that someone had ordered a Series X and a 1X turned up, and he was assuring everyone that he had ordered the right thing, but I'm not sure. But so Stubbs, yeah, good time to join. What's your plans for the morning then? Trying to bag yourself a Series X?
Well, we've already got logged in on the laptop. My missus is logged in on her phone. We've got all the procedures in place, so hopefully by 3 minutes past 8, I should be able to tell everyone I've ordered one.
I certainly hope so, because you're on next Sunday's podcast, and it was kind of going to be about the Series X and S, to be honest. So
exactly.
Fingers crossed. I'll have my fingers crossed for you, mate.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was hoping, obviously, because I got my podcast Wednesday night. I'm hoping to have it by Wednesday, but I don't know how fast they're going to send them out. I'm hoping it's next day, but I don't know really.
Well, Puxley seems to think that it might be towards the end of December, as in before Christmas still, but...
But they've probably got some extra stock anyway. That's what I was thinking.
I have to agree. So like I was saying, if there have been cancellations, if people had accidentally bought two and they wanted to cancel one and stuff, then surely that is a Series X that's sitting in that particular retailer's warehouse waiting to be resold, surely.
Yeah. But in general, I do think that Microsoft and a lot of the other companies were given extra stock for launch date and not for pre-orders. That's my belief. I don't know, but that was the rumor that got put out in America, and I think it was the same here, and that's why they put that tweet out, because Xbox America haven't put a tweet out saying you can order from all these stores launch day online. It's just the UK.
Yeah, so, I asked our American brethren, and they said that there's been nothing on the American Xbox store. John B. I'll just stick you up. Still haven't got my estimated delivery date for my Series X on Amazon. Luckily, I got one from Microsoft showing up. Are you in the UK or the US? If you can just let us know. But there's been some confusion around the American deliveries. I mean, Mav's you've had several delivery options, haven't you? Dates and stuff, which is a bit confusing.
I'm confused. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would both be confused and slightly pissed at the same time, if I'm honest. But Puxley, where are we with the chat, my friend?
Well, everyone's actually asking for Flemish to put his camera out the window, so it's like Forza Horizon.
He's a famous driver.
Everyone wants that. Where'd you see him on Wreckfest?
I told him to drive like GTA 5.
Yeah.
I'll show you the outside of the bus, guys, so you can see what I'm driving, actually, because no one knows.
Oh, he's out. He's like, oh, wow.
This is what I'm driving. 80 meters long.
Wow. And you're driving that single-handed, literally one-handed.
Yeah.
Giving it some of that.
We're really good at this, bus, so...
Only you, Flemish. Only you. Like I said,
this is awesome.
I think I'm the only bus driver on one of the podcasts. So
Kate says, "Damn, that's a whole ass bus."
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's a long bus. I had to drive 6 months before I could actually drive this bus. So.
Yeah, I bet. Pux, where are we with the competition, my friend? Because earlier we set a competition. Yes. Again, we're giving away 3-month Game Pass Ultimate thanks to Wakonda Xbox News today. And we nearly always use the number of subs that we have. And that particular number of comments is the person that wins it. So, Puxley, drum roll.
Yeah, so I think there's a bit of a weird, strange thing with our count. It says 569, but it was 570 earlier, so we might have lost the sub. But we are going by the 570 number. That was kind of the original plan. And I've also, because we had some chat before the show, so I've done it from the timestamps from 8 p.m. when we went live, just for fairness sake. And our winner, 570th comment, given what I've just said, is Marlesco. He is our winner.
Congratulations, Marlesco. I will DM you the code probably straight after the show, to be honest. So that's 3 months Game Pass Ultimate. If you've got Game Pass Ultimate already, then give it to someone else, friends, family. Get them on the Game Pass bus, as it were, as we're talking about buses. And congratulations, Marlesco. Excellent. That's cool.
Can't you stack it?
Say again?
Can't you stack it on top?
You might be able to actually.
Yeah, you can stack up to 3 years, I think.
I think it's up to 3 years, right?
Wow, I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah,
fantastic.
3 years.
Brilliant. Okay, well, this is an obvious question, and it's been asked many, many times before, but let's just do a quick spin around. We'll start with you, Stubbs, if that's okay. What game are you most excited for in the coming generation, then? Out of everything we've seen, what do you think is the one that you've really got your sights set on?
The ones that I'll be able to play now if I get a Series X.
No, just in this coming generation.
Gears 5. Gears 6, baby.
Gears 6, right, okay. Well, let's hope the Coalition are working on that. I'm guessing they are.
We're a bit far away. I just hope they make the Phoenix Collection, the Gears 1, 2, and 3 remastered.
Okay,
Hopefully.
yeah. That's a good shout.
Cyberpunk as well.
Yeah,
I'll give that a go. I'm not really into... I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan, so I'm not really into that. It looks good, but it'd be a game I'd buy, and I just wouldn't play it very often, to be honest.
Well, Crispy Bombs come back and said, what did he? Avowed. A few people saying Avowed, and was a Fable, was a 55 Fable. Yeah, it depends what your bag is, I suppose, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, I give most games a go because they're in Game Pass, to be honest. I mean, after this show, I'm going to give Gears Tactics a go because it's gone live. You can play it on the Xbox One now.
That's interesting. I didn't know it was going to go live early. Okay, that's cool. Mr. T, go on then. What's the one game that you're looking forward to in this generation?
I can't pick one, but there's 3 main ones I'm looking forward to. One's Halo Infinite. Gears 6, like Stubbs says, I'm looking forward to when they bring a new one out for that one. And the other one is Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I think the main one is probably Halo.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
But fingers crossed it comes out soon.
That's a good point, actually. Obviously, we don't know when that's coming. Still, there's no news on that. I think people were hoping that people might kind of use, or Xbox might have used today as a platform to sort of deliver some news, whether it be around sort of Halo Infinite or some acquisitions or whatever. But we haven't had anything yet. So, Wakanda, what ticks your box with the games that we've seen and that we've got yet to come?
Avowed. I would love to see, and I remember the name of the game now, it's Lost Odyssey, a sequel to that. That is what I would really, really love to see. There's no word on it. Xbox, a lot of them they're notorious for not reinventing a lot of the old genres and all the old games, sorry. But if they bought a Lost Odyssey 2 out, that would just make my day.
Okay, no, that's pretty cool. Avowed is a bit of a thing, isn't it? Because, the trailer looked bloody brilliant, but it's no one's seen any more than the trailer, have they? No. So for it to be generating this much sort of excitement, and it's on quite a few people's lists, they've obviously done enough, or there's enough trust and faith in Obsidian to actually deliver this thing. And I'm guessing it's Fallout New Vegas and stuff that's kind of helped with that, I guess, to a certain degree.
But they have got Big Brother Bethesda on board now.
Yeah, but something flap about Avowed is, it started with a trailer. That's obviously a teaser, a CGI from the beginning. But towards the end of that teaser, that looked to be gameplay. When he pulled out a sword and stuff.
The hand thing.
That was gameplay.
Yeah. There has been rumours that there was a bit of gameplay in there. What it was, nobody knows, but there was a rumour, but we'll see.
Well, funny enough, that bit at the end, Fugly, was the only bit that was first person, I believe. So if there's any gameplay in there, it would have to be that bit, surely. The bit where he's in the cave and he pulls the sword out and he draws that sort of symbol with his finger and stuff. But it does look fantastic. I mean, that is my bag. I mean, I love Elder Scrolls and all of those sort of games anyway. But Fugly, go on then. You choose one, or is it Avowed?
Oh man, that is very hard to pick. What got me to Xbox was the Senua trailer. And rarely enough, I haven't seen much of that either.
Where are you on the Fables? Because being a PC gamer, have you played the Fable game?
I have not played any Fable at all, but I think it would be a really good time to jump in on the new Fable coming up. It might be a reboot or remake or remaster. Who knows? I really have no idea. And if they're on Game Pass, man, once I get my X tomorrow, I'm gonna try some of those Fables. I'm not sure which one's the best. I think I've seen some people say that the second is the best or the third is the best.
Third got a bit silly. It had a lot of silly elements in it. It was good. It was good overall, but it had a lot of silly elements in the game. But I suppose it's people like that.
It's kind of whimsical and stuff, and I think you'll find that the mechanics of the game haven't aged particularly well, but the humour's still there and the story's there and stuff. I think you'll kind of enjoy it, to be honest, if that's your sort of thing. So, Mav.
So the 4 staple Xbox franchises for me: Halo. So I'm really excited. If I'm just being honest, the number 1 game and franchise that will always be the thing that I'm most excited about is Halo.
Okay.
So Halo Infinite, but I'm also really closely excited about the new Fable because I love that franchise. Whatever comes next for Gears. Also, Forza Motorsport. I've always loved Forza games, and because they are really going down deep and kind of booting the franchise, I'm really anxious to see how that's going to look on the Series X. That has me really excited. And then the outlier is a game that has not been announced, but I have faith. Splinter Cell. Give me a Splinter Cell this generation. I need it. That will be, if Halo's 1A, that will be 1B for me as far as most anticipated. And then also Avowed, Elder Scrolls 6, Starfield. I'm all in all those games.
There's so many in there. I mean, God,
you
think when you think about Fallout and Elder Scrolls and Starfield, and they're all under the Microsoft banner now. It's like, bloody hell, that's kind of special.
There's tons, and so then you go into Doom, you go into Wolfenstein, then you go into Quake. You go into all these franchises that Bethesda ZeniMax is bringing into the Xbox family. The possibilities are endless. Killer Instinct. I want to see a new Killer Instinct game. It's a possibility. I can't think of Initiative's game. The faith I have in the heads of that studio with Daryl Gallagher had been involved with Tomb Raider before and the reboots of that. And then also Drew Murray, who is the creative director of this new game, headed up Sunset Overdrive with Insomniac. So there's just so much potential that we have with Xbox's development studios and also proven talent. Everwild, we don't know what that's going to be. There's just so much, and it's a great time to be in Xbox, and all of it is coming to Game Pass.
Mav, can I ask you a question? Did you ever play Rise? Because I remember Sunday we saw the Rise, the gameplay there, the flag was showing, and then I saw a tweet about some leaks or somebody stealing some data, like so many gigabytes of data, which included a pitch for Rise 2. Nobody's mentioned that.
Well, so Rise is a Crytek game that was published by Xbox, and they I don't know who owns the IP. I'm guessing Xbox does. So
I
that's
don't
a
think
question.
they do. I think Crytek do, if I'm honest.
Right.
I think that was the sticking point between Crytek and Microsoft.
It would be
Crytek
interesting.
Dismantle? Are they still in business?
No, they're still in the business. They make they make a proprietary engine, the Cry engine, and that's what actually started Far Cry. So the first Far Cry was Crytek. Ubisoft ended up buying out Far Cry, and Crytek went on their own, and they made Crysis. So Crysis became that benchmark PC title that everybody loved, and they went on to do 3 sequels of that. And now they I don't know if we know what they're working on. I know they did some VR stuff and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see if we get a new Rise, but I wouldn't count on it. That game didn't sell well enough that I think there's other franchises they may want to work on.
Problem is, a lot of Crytek games they do not fundamentally sell that well.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're lauded for their technology and stuff, aren't they? But they're not massive sellers.
Well, the best thing they've ever made was Far Cry. That's the thing that sold the most, but then they lost control because Ubisoft was the publisher of that and they owned the IP. So they didn't need Crytek anymore. They took the engine, they modified it, and then kept making Far Cry games. And we've seen what that's turned into. That game has actually molded all of Ubisoft's games and all of their franchises to fit that formula. Crytek has a big role in the history of video games with that open world formula that they created with Far Cry, kind of defined a generation of games. So they have talent and they have the ability to make something new, and whatever they make next with whatever that CryEngine 4 or whatever it's going to be is probably going to be pretty amazing. I just want to know what it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Rise. I think it's going to be something else.
It'll be an interesting one to see. I would like it to be Rise because, like Fugly was saying, I played the video clip on yesterday's podcast, and when I was capturing that footage, it's just such a fantastically looking game, and to think that came as a launch game at the beginning of this generation is phenomenal, to be honest. We've got a few suggestions in the chat. Assassin Looper, actually, Cyberpunk, Fable, and Avowed, and the Medium. Yeah, the Medium's been on lots of people's radar, to be honest, but I think Cyberpunk's the one I'm really looking forward to. Fable, what else have we got? Quite a few in the chat.
You know, some people seem to be surprised to hear that on Game Pass from tomorrow, Planet Coaster is coming to console through Game Pass.
Yes.
As well.
You kidding?
Yeah, that would be very good to try.
When did that land? Because I looked it on the Microsoft Store and thought, bloody hell, that's 45 quid or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was announced today with the Game Pass update. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, as of tomorrow, you can play Planet Coaster console edition.
Yeah, Stubbs, it was you that was talking about that the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, I bloody bought it the other day.
That game looks pretty solid too. And I got a delivery update.
Oh, go on. Live on the air. Go on.
Live on the air.
FedEx has picked up my Series X from GameStop, and it will be here tomorrow by 8 p.m.
Hey!
Yes!
Nice.
Thanks, so well done.
Hey, let me just give you something. Did you guys agree that the Medium decided to postpone their game because they didn't want to go head-to-head with Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
So that's true, or they needed to do some more retouch or something?
Well, the game had already gone gold, so this is the second game that had gone gold that's been delayed. And I personally think that if they didn't want to go toe-to-toe with Cyberpunk, and I completely understand why, then perhaps they should have just postponed it for a week, just still come in this side of Christmas just to catch that Christmas audience for people that don't have Game Pass and did want to pay for it and stuff. But yeah, they've pushed it back to January. So I don't know. Does anyone know on the panel whether they pushed it back because of Cyberpunk or because of technical delays?
It was part of the news thing that they said because of they want to make sure it's as high as quality as possible, and because of the pandemic. And then also they said, and because of other games releasing on the same day. So they kind of lumped it all into one.
I mean, if you guys were a developer, would you guys want to go against Cyberpunk? That's a very heavy hitter.
I think that's why a lot of games were actually rushed out earlier than they should have been. Where they could have been like launch titles, because I think they all assumed Cyberpunk was going to be right there, so they try to get ahead of it.
But it's going to all go wrong if I'm not really necessarily doom and gloom. But what if these games have gone ahead and delayed until next year, and Cyberpunk they turn around and say, "Oh, sorry, not coming out till next year." there is a chance. I'm sorry,
it could,
but there is a chance.
Yeah, you're right.
They're a developer with a track record for doing it.
Yeah, you're right, and they're still far enough out to do that.
I do want to say, there are a lot of billboards, and there are actually buses where they have the December 10th date on. So if they would delay now, that would lost them so much on marketing that I think it's not a good proposition that they would delay it again. But I think they will go with this date and just do a fix after or something.
Live updates. Yeah.
Are you driving with Cyberpunk?
Yeah, that's what they did with the April 20 release. Remember Keanu Reeves say April 2020? That was the same thing.
Okay.
Interesting.
Pucks, what's going on in the chat, my friend?
All sorts, really. Another thing to mention, actually, about Game Pass tomorrow. Yes, number of people have mentioned it, and you are correct. Tetris Connected, I believe it's called. Yes, Tetris Effect Connected is also coming to Game Pass from tomorrow as well for both console and PC. I think a few other people are saying, there's a Final Fantasy 13 remastered is coming on November 12th. Ghana 2, Streets of Rogue. Ark Survival Evolved is coming to all the platforms on November 17th. There's Halo 4 coming to PC if you're a PC gamer. There's all sorts to look forward to. Yeah, and a lot of people are bringing it up. And also some more chat about Disney Plus coming to Game Pass. Yes, we talked about this, I think, on the pre-show just before we went live. Yeah, Disney Plus, I think, has now been confirmed to give you a 30-day free trial.
People are moaning about that.
Yeah, but it's not exactly coming to Game Pass. It's like a Game Pass perk.
It's a perk, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to have Ultimate, I believe. You don't just have the normal one.
Yeah. Oh no, they probably, to be honest, I mean, because Disney's trying to gain a lot of traction, they probably got them codes for very cheap, to be honest. You know, you start a month, and then a majority of people will stay in the service, won't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, completely agree.
You know.
Okay, so let's just do a quick round of why we stick to the Xbox brand, because, you know, we are, what's the time in the UK? It's 9:30 in the evening. So we have got 2.5 hours till midnight, and then it will be the 10th of November. And then we've got to somehow get to sleep and wait by the door for our
I'm an insomniac. I don't need sleep.
Well, apparently Mav, I don't know if Caitlin was around for this, but apparently Mav's going to stick you out on the porch and wait for the courier to turn up.
Hey guys, in the UK with the lockdown, are you going to be able to go down to the store and pick it up? Somebody tweeted that
Game has
you
got
are able
something
to
going
do
on.
Yeah.
Game has got something open, I think.
Yeah, I think there's. I don't know. They're going to have to work something out, aren't they? But,
I believe it. I believe if you've pre-ordered it, and there was a moment last week or 2 weeks ago, you had to go in and pay for it, and then from, I believe, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. you can go to your local game store to pick up your order. But after that, you can't then go to the store to get one. Like myself, I've then got to rely on an online order only. So for those collecting, it is tomorrow for, I think, between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. But after that, yeah, you're stuck to online, I'm afraid.
Yeah, they're using the click and collect loophole, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Excellent. So let's do a quick round. Pucks, I mean, you know, we mentioned this on yesterday's podcast. You were Xbox 360 through and through. Then you jumped ship to PS4. You know,
I did.
PS4 only, but now you're coming back to the fold. What makes you want a game on the Xbox platform?
In a way, I mean, say a lot of my big gaming kind of love and history comes from the 360 days. And it's also the value as well. I mean, I think there's been a lot of chat and talk about, you know, how much next gen is going to cost and how gaming as a hobby is becoming more and more expensive. And, you know, I don't have money growing out on trees in where I am. I've got to be very careful of what I spend and where I spend it. So for me, it's all about value this generation, I think. And I've already bought into Game Pass for PC. I was in the beta program since mid 2019 last year, and I've loved it ever since. And it's kind of helped reinvigorate the original love that I had for Xbox, and what I can see what they're now trying to do and how they're trying to transform Xbox into this new big thing, which it is, you know, it's becoming. I can see it now. It's not just executive talk anymore. I really believe in what they're doing, and I think they're going to do very well. And it is the value that I've bought into Game Pass, and I've upgraded to Ultimate to prepare for the console to come. And for me, I think it's fantastic to know that, you know, I can watch future E3s and all the rest of it. And for the most part, the large majority of games, especially first-party ones, I'm just really happy and excited to know that that they're going to say, oh, yeah, this is Game Pass day one. It's fantastic. You know, I've bought into the program. I haven't got to spend any more money on it, apart from what I'm already obviously paying for. But I believe that pays off, right? Because I know there's a lot of talk about, subscription services, you know, you don't really own the games and that kind of chat, which is, yes, it's true. But then for me personally, especially if it's a single player game, once I've finished it and done a lot of maybe the post content and that kind of stuff, I don't usually return to it anymore. And I've got a load of discs from older generations in my drawers, which, yes, I like the game, but I don't need the disc anymore. I could happily just rebuy it if I had to. But yes, I do have it behind me. But at the same time, it's just that value and knowing that all of these games are coming out and I can just download them and try them. And I also like it for the indie scene as well. Like, I think I've said many times that I kind of delve into some development type stuff, and I do follow the indie scene quite closely. And there's a lot of indie titles as well, which I think really benefit from this, because I think there's so many people that can easily overlook titles, or they look at them and think it looks good, but then are not necessarily sure whether they should invest their money into it, which of course it doesn't benefit these people, right? So I just think it's great. You can look at any game, big or small, and just know that you can at least try it. And if you don't like it, you just uninstall it. You've not lost anything. You win. It's a win-win, I think, for everybody. And I think that's what makes it appealing for me.
Yeah, I feel the same way as you, Pucks. That's exactly
exactly.
why I jumped.
Well, let's go to you next then, Fugly, because you're in a similar boat to Pucks, because you're predominantly a sort of a PC Xbox gamer, as it were. So what makes you, like the Xbox brand, as it were, and enough to actually buy a Series X?
Exactly what Puxley said, man. I've come from gaming on PC for decades on Steam, and I started to look at all the games that I played and beat. Well, once I play and beat them, they're just there in the library. I don't have the urge or the drive to go back and play them. I already beat everything I'm about to do on the game. And now we're just thinking about, I do have Game Pass for PC, and I have not upgraded to Ultimate yet. I was hoping I do that once I get the console, which will be tomorrow. So I kind of have a question for Puxley. If you're not able to get your console tomorrow, or maybe you say it'll come in on next month or something like that, are you still going to be paying for the Ultimate?
Oh yeah, because I play on PC, and I also quite enjoy. I do still play. I mean, as much as I don't moan about it, but I do say that I couldn't play on cloud gaming for long sessions, but I like to use it to trial console games that I know I can't play. So I bought into Ultimate for that reason. Also because the PC price, it came out.
Guys, I'll be back in a moment. Should I go for a call of nature?
I said the PC.
The PC started with $1.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for the first month, then it went to, at least in the UK, it was £3.99, and then I think it came to mid-September, and Microsoft said, "Oh, but the beta program is finished. It's now going up to $7.99." And I kind of thought, well, cloud gaming's out now. I kind of want to try that, and I know that I want to buy into Xbox, into the console ecosystem as well. So it kind of made sense for me to. I'll pay the extra £3 a month now, because for me, especially for working from home, that's a coffee, right? That's a coffee. I'm not spending outdoors, so it's money. Well, it's money saved for me personally, mainly because of my, working situation at the moment. It's only ever been a bonus.
Yeah. So I'm on the same boat. One of the things I realized playing on PC, you don't have the all of the games that you have on the console. So that's why I've been holding out and getting the Ultimate. Because there's a lot of games that are on console that are not on PC yet. And also I have games that are on PC that are on console. Like I've been playing the Flight Simulator, man. That game is awesome. And it's not on console yet.
Yeah, that's true. Where's Flight Sim on the Series X? That's kind of gone quiet. Mr. T, let's come to you next. 2 questions. Where's Flight Sim on the Series X? Have you heard anything? And what makes you what makes you an Xbox gamer?
I don't know nothing about Flight Simulator.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be a launch title, but obviously it isn't. When I think about what keeps me on Xbox, it's mainly everything. The main one is I stuck on Xbox because of the games. I've loved Halo. I love Gears. I love all the shooters. I've been with Xbox since 2001. Back to Combat Evolved, and I've been with them ever since. I don't know. It's weird because I game on PlayStation as well, but it's completely different. Like on Xbox, I have people I can play online with. I game share with somebody as well, so it's a win-win for me on Xbox.
Does that game share thing exist on PlayStation?
Yeah, but it's complete bullshit. It's because on Xbox, literally, say for example, if we were game sharing, you go onto the library and my games are in there as well as yours. You can pick and choose whichever games you want to download. But on PlayStation, it's the same, but you have to log out your account and log in with theirs, and then download the game, and then log back in on your own account.
Really? God.
But then, if I'd done that, it'd log you out your game while I've logged in. I don't know. It just seems a bit
painful, isn't it? Yeah.
It's all right. It's I don't know. I just love everything about it. I love the controller. I love the ecosystem. I love Game Pass. It's absolutely amazing. I'm on the Insider program in the Alpha Ring. It's win-win in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm on the Insider program. Have you played any games? I mean, I was playing Hot Shot Racing early by being on that program, things like that.
Did you play the Dwarves early?
The what? Sorry.
The Dwarves game. That was funny. I
didn't actually.
Yeah, it's gone to Game Pass. It's multiplayer as well. You get a good group of people together, and it's quite funny. You just got all you're doing is mining minerals on an asteroid sort of thing, collecting them for upgrades, etc. But it's quite comical.
I played that on PC at the weekend. What's it called?
Oh, I can't remember what it's called.
Deep Rock Galactic.
Say again, Flemish.
Big Rock
Deep Rock Galactic.
Ah, Yes, I
Yes.
did play that. Is
That's
that on
it.
X? Is that? I didn't know if it was PC only. Is that on Xbox?
I think it's
on
come on
Xbox.
Game Pass.
Oh, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Ah, fantastic! Yeah, it's a good game. That would be a good one for the community night, Mr. T.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
actually
people-
look like one of the
only
characters,
four
Mr.
people,
Tushy.
It does. It does.
There's one funny thing about the game. Like if you're playing that game and you're in the hub, right? Because you can be in the hub, you can dance, you can drink. The drinking gives you a buff, so you can drink like different things and become drunk for a little bit.
Okay.
But it gives you a buff for the next like thing you're going to play in the game, like the next zone. So fun.
Excellent, Mr. Stubbs. What makes you become, or makes you an Xbox player? Why stick with the
Gears.
brand? Gears.
Well, that will be as part of it. Well, in the 360 generation, I like Gears a lot, and I played Call of Duty a lot, and it was real big shooters. And then when I came in, you lot may hate me for this, but some may not. I bought the Xbox One. All my mates did. And what we found was, because there was no lack of Gears or games we wanted, we all sold our Xbox Ones and bought PS4.
Oh.
I only returned to Xbox about 2 to 3 years ago. I did.
Okay.
What makes me want Xbox going forward is basically the value for money within Game Pass, because nowadays it used to be a big risk when you buy a game and you think, well, the £60 to £70, it's that risk not knowing if you're going to like it, you know. And now you've got Game Pass where you pay $10.99 a month, and well, I don't pay out till August next year. You know that big deal they got where you pay £1 and you can get your stacked Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold. I got that deal, so don't start charging me till next year. So I got in, but there's so much variety of games; it's unbelievable. I mean, I've really recently got into the indie games. There's a lot of indie games on Game Pass. And there's a lot of games where I thought I'd never in a million years try and buy that game. So it's basically why I stay with Xbox is the games. There's a wide variety of games.
Which is a strange thing, isn't it? Because during the Xbox One generation is the one thing that the PlayStation people were saying that Xbox had nothing of.
I know, but now we've got variety. That's irrelevant. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the thing. It's funny. But yeah, basically, like I've recently, thanks to Mr. Tucci, been getting into playing games with friends again, and that's really good with these community game nights. And I am trying to make it a regular thing because it makes it more enjoyable gaming with friends. To be honest, and yeah, it's just Xbox in my opinion is very pro-consumer. I mean, $10.99 a month. Once I get to the stage of playing it, it isn't really a lot when you think about it. I mean. My son even plays on the Xbox. I mean, he uses my account because I don't really want him having an account at that age. But he plays kids games, like a lot of the games that are in Game Pass. Like there's a delivery game, and there's a Power Rangers fighting game. There's Minecraft. There's all sorts. So, from my perspective, as a parent as well as a gamer, Xbox is the biggest value going in, because if you're not throwing shade, but if you buy an PlayStation 5, that's nearly the same price as an Xbox. Plus, you've got to buy a subscription if you're an online gamer. Plus, you've got to buy yourself a few games. And in the end, you could be talking over £500 to £600. When you buy a Series X, you just literally got to have a Game Pass Ultimate, and you're in. You know, that's why it's worthwhile as well.
Hey, Stubbs, did you know that Xbox has a parental app where you can set up accounts and users for your kids under your account?
Really? I'll do that. Thanks for that. I didn't know that.
No, there's actually a big video that they distributed saying that, hey, you allow your kids to play certain games based on age or genre or whatever you like. It's a pretty neat setup.
You can control that from your app, and you can control it from your app, and you can actually pinpoint the hours that you do want to allow them to play or not, and all sorts of stuff. So.
I thought that was really
good.
amazing.
Thanks for that.
It built itself on the old family. It used to be a family settings within Xbox, and it's all built on that.
Sort that out.
Yeah,
my kids are older now, so I don't use them, but they were good back in the day. But they have built a lot.
My boy's only 5, but
Yeah.
I had to have a go at him because he kept. I didn't have a go at him. I just told him off.
He kept beating you at Gears of War.
No, what it was is he was going on online shooter games and then leaving it, and I was getting messages saying, "Why did you quit?" And it weren't me. So, you know what I mean?
Messing up with KD.
Reported.
Yeah. Hey, I'd like to ask a
you know what
question
I
to
mean?
Green Pass real quick. You know how you've been promoting the game night for a community game? I think Mav does that quite a bit. What is the first game y'all going to do? Because I like to jump in. So, after I get my X, of course.
You know what, Pux and I was talking about this, and we're big Call of Duty players, and I know that can be quite a divisive game. It would be great if we could get a personal lobby of some Call of Duty together, even if it's just a laugh. So if we can get 12 players and just do some 6v6 on a local host or whatever, that would be quite a lot of fun. But to be honest, this is Mr. T's thunder because he does this on a weekly basis.
Is this the Warzone or the actual COD game?
Say that again, sorry?
The Warzone game or the actual COD?
Good question. Okay. Warzone would probably be a good one to do because it's obviously free to play, but the trouble is I think the largest squad you can have is 4, whereas with Call of Duty Cold War or even Modern Warfare, you can obviously have 12 players in one map, but unfortunately it's not free to play or on Game Pass, so there would be a commitment to buying that if you're doing that. But we'll have to sort out a game, to be honest. It's something we've been considering, and like I say, Mr. Tushi, that's his kind of bag, really. Over to you, Mr. T.
So do you want to set one up this week?
We could do, couldn't we?
Yeah, because I'll have Cold War anyway when it comes out. So
right, there we go. I'm planning to get Cold War as well. So, look, Mav's shaking his head, nodding his head.
I got a question. About Cold War because there is a next gen bundle, right? That you get an old one and next gen like game at the same time. But if I wait for my Series X and I buy the game only on the Series X, do I get the 10
no, you don't.
euro discount?
No, you don't, unfortunately. I think Call of Duty or Activision have fucked the launch of this up, if I'm completely honest. There's an Xbox One version, but there's one that's called the Next Gen Bundle that if you want the Series X enhancements that you're going to have to buy.
Oh, man.
I know.
Yeah, it's $10 more.
Yeah.
Not only that, but there's also content that we're not getting on Xbox, correct?
Compared to Sony, unfortunately.
I don't think it's big deal stuff, though.
Well, the XP could be if you're really into it, I suppose. But to be honest, no, you're right. It's not big deal stuff. And I'm pleased that they've moved away from exclusive maps or getting map packs early and stuff like that, because that does divide the community, but it also splits their player base when it comes to sort of matchmaking and stuff as well. But,
crossplay may be a big reason with that, because with crossplay now you can't have half the community having more maps than the other.
No, exactly that.
Yeah, definitely. With the map packs though, it was Xbox that done that. They were big on that. They were having the map packs early. But it's good that that's all stopped now. It is.
Yeah, exactly. Who did I get to? Wakanda, I haven't heard from you for a little while. What makes you an this is your Twitter handle, Xbox News Today. What about Xbox is it that makes you want to dedicate, that particular part of your life to a brand?
Everything about it. I'm not trying to sound a fanboy or anything, but it is. I'm grassroots. Back in the day, saw the initial Xbox launched. I like this look of that. I was getting into PC at the time. I was playing around, building my own PCs back in the day when sort of like your hard drives were 32 megabytes big.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And I saw that, as an extension to the PC as such. I was into the consoles as such and everything else, but when I first went on to that and seeing what the potential and everything else was, and carrying on from that to the 360 to today, I've joined everything I can about Xbox. I will say to people, if something's wrong, shout out. If you don't like it, shout out. Because I
know
do.
What? That's a very good point. And to be honest, that's the whole point of this channel to a certain degree. And it's no secret that I've based kind of the whole ethos on this channel behind sort of Boom Show and stuff. And I've been on there a few times, and he's been on here a couple of times as well. And yeah, exactly that. You know, calling out Microsoft when they screw up. And to be honest,
perfect.
No, exactly. But praising them for when they do get stuff right. And like we've all said tonight, the value and Game Pass, phenomenal. And Microsoft need huge kudos for that.
Yeah, during the 360 days, they were very, very good. They had a lot of problems where they thought they were too good, and they basically bought the content to come onto the Xbox, and that caused the problems that PlayStation has copied now to a certain degree, in my eyes. That's only my personal opinion, mind you. But buying the maps, buying the extra content that you could have, and everything else, and then when we came on to the launch of the Xbox One, Xbox thought we are bigger than whatever. We are bigger than that. We can go just go on the 360. We don't need to do anything else. We can do what we like, and that shot them in the foot. The messaging was bad and everything else. It lost a lot of people, but I was one of the ones who stayed. Yes, I did get a PS4. I've still got a PS4. It's gathering dust upstairs. I don't like it. It's too noisy. I don't like the infrastructure of it. But I digress. But going on to the Xbox, it's everything about it. It's an ecosystem that works for me. I've got a lot. I do a lot of community stuff. I do my my news page online and everything else. I engage with people. I engage with a lot more people. I have certain disabilities that affect me that I can meet more people and I can liaise with more people, and Xbox does that for me. On the PlayStation, I never had that.
Okay.
I tried to liaise with people. I tried to game with people on there, and all I got was profanities. Where on the Xbox, I think people are more obliged to listen to you. If you turn around and say at the beginning of it, sorry guys, but I like the game, but my hands don't work as they used to, and I can't run around and do that what you lot can do as fast as you can do it on your controller. And majority of people say, fair dues, we're just in it for the game. Yeah, exactly. We're not professionals, we're not doing it. And I get a lot of that, but it's the whole infrastructure of they now as well. They will go out of their way to help you, to look after you to a certain degree. Yes, they're a big conglomerate. Yeah, they've got to make money at the end of the day, but they are helping to a certain degree, and they help me a lot, and they do a lot for me as a gamer.
Oh, that's really good to hear. To be honest,
rant over.
No, that's not a rant at all. No, it's not a rant at all. You're speaking your mind, and I completely agree. To be honest, and it is strange how you do get a different community on the Xbox, and I'm so grateful for the chat that we have. I mean, the chat tonight. Massive thank you for the chat. We went up to 40-something viewers today. Thank you so much for being here. Every single one of you is absolutely fantastic. You know what? I have. Funny enough, I've got all three of my my patrollers of the perimeter fence on the panel tonight. Fun Speculation, Fugly, and Mr. Tushi are all moderators for this channel in the chat. And I don't think, guys, between you, we've ever had to boot anyone, have we? We've never had to time out anyone. We've got such a great community, and I'm so grateful. And it is all down to you guys. We just, Pucks and I just put on this show. You guys turn up, and you're so respectful of each other. And we have a little bit of a tussle here and there if we don't agree with stuff, but it's all done with respect.
It's amicable.
Exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. And there's no toxicity or acid being thrown around. Do you know what I mean? You do get that in other communities, and sometimes you hear it in other podcasts as well. And I tend to move on from those ones, if I'm honest.
Yeah. But, it's a typical example. Someone the other day, he's on the panel at the moment. I'm not going to mention his name, but in the chat, he turned around and said, we may not always agree, but at least we can move on from there. We can literally, we still talk, we still chat. I may fundamentally not agree with something that he said, and I'll say that to him. But then he will come back with his answer. I'll come back with my answer. We may meet in the middle, we may not. But then we move on and we'll talk about something else.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Exactly, Wakonda. Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys know, I just want to comment on what Wakanda said earlier. This isn't the first time, and I've seen it before, where you join a different, like the PlayStation community, and people would I want to say they're very competitive, but the profanity and the put downs and all this and that goes on a lot, and they turn around and say the opposite thing about the Xbox community. Maybe because we're older, maybe, I'm not sure. But if you're 15, 20 years old, you're very competitive and very angry if you're losing, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. And actually, I wanted to raise a point that you brought up slightly earlier, actually, Wakanda, is that Microsoft fell into that third console trap, didn't they, where they got all complacent and telling everyone what it was they want. And PlayStation went through that with PS3 as well, if you remember. But thank you very much, chat. We're not winding up just yet, but Jordan Carberry, thank you for your kind words. That's really cool. We've had some great chat. Captain Slyer, Black Eyed Dog, Mambo Jazz, So Shady, Marlesco. Congratulations again, Pongso, as always. Pongso is in every single chat I've ever seen. I don't think this person sleeps, in all honesty, but thank you for being here. Good Eye, Dragon Wolf. Dragon Wolf's another one. Great to see you in the chat, Caitlin, as well. It's always nice to have a little bit of banter between you and obviously Mav. Play you off each other. Being a bit cruel. Assassin Looper, thank you again. Apologies again for it not quite working out tech-wise, but we will get it sorted, I promise you. Effing Nuisance, UK Dazarus. I normally have to say Stubbs at this point, but he's on the panel today, and thankfully he's on Sunday's show as well. So excellent.
By the way, guys,
Flemish, why are you an Xbox gamer, Flemish?
me. Let's say I wanted an Xbox One X and I didn't get it as launch. This is actually the first real launch that I'm actually having an Xbox on, or a PlayStation, like in general, like a console. I never had one at launch.
Okay.
Like that never happened. So this is the most exciting. That's also why I.
But why Xbox and not PlayStation though?
Because first of all, the ecosystem is a little bit better. Like you have the PC that's connected to Xbox, so if I'm on the PC, I can even talk to the people. I can play with them. It all works fine together. The games with Gamepass, of course, it's one of the best. It's the best value in gaming. Absolutely. Like that will never change, I guess. Like there's nothing like it, and I think nothing can be better than Gamepass. For me personally, like I don't see anything competing with Game Pass ever, or maybe it will, but that would be just better for us. So, but yeah, except for that, also the game sharing, of course, game sharing is such a great value. Like if you're not game sharing, you're missing out so much on your value for your games. Like just paying half of your titles basically, because the other person can pay other half of them.
Can I ask a question? I'm sorry to interrupt. What is game sharing? That's what? I don't know what that is.
Okay, so game sharing is basically game sharing is that you're basically like
you're basically you've got two consoles. Your home console will be on, let's say, on your friend's console, and their home console will be your console, and you set that up within the system. You have to be game sharing. Ultimately, you have to not like the person. You have to be very good friends with the person, or a family member with the person. Like
trust, right?
Yeah, trust. That's the word. Thank you, Fugly.
Build on trust.
It's got to be a lot on trust, because you've got to give your passwords and your passwords out to this person. But
yes.
Fundamentally, you can either pay half for the games if you want to buy half of the games. Some people do that, or one person buys one game at one point. But you can play both the games in each of those consoles, and you only have to buy it once. It's more long-winded than that, but it can be that there is a way. If you go onto Microsoft's site, I'm sure they've got it all up on there somewhere.
Oh, I'm gonna do a research on this. Thank you. I didn't know.
I'll DM you, Ugly, if you want to get more info.
Yeah. Thanks, appreciate it.
I do it with my son. So it's a case of that he buys games and then I buy games, and he lives away from me. But it's a case of that we can both play those games.
Yeah, cool. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'll tell you something more. I'll tell you something more about it, because it's actually something that I discovered while playing Odyssey. So I'm game sharing with Clowns, right? Because we're both doing 4GQ TV and we do the reviews. So he gets the codes and I get them too to review the games and test them. And he bought some DLC a long time ago in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like packs for like skins and a mount and stuff. And I got them too on my account. Like I don't know why that works, but it seems that works as
I've
well.
noticed that.
So yeah, it's weird. Like all DLCs, Ultimate Editions, it all goes between the two game sharing.
Season
So
very nice.
it's great value.
Mr. T,
Great
can we
value.
come to you, Mr. T, because I know you do this quite a lot.
Yeah, what I was going to say was pretty much what Flamey's just said. Exactly what So Shady's put in the chat. He's put game sharing is incredible. You get 2 for 1 on every digital purchase, including all DLC, season passes, Xbox Live Gold, Game Pass, EA Play. You both get full access, which is true. The way I do it is me and my cousin Lee Forbister. I buy 2 games. It's usually every week or every 2 weeks, and I buy 2 games and he buys 2 games. So every time we get 4 games each, pretty much, and it saves you a fortune.
Yeah.
Rich man you are.
I think me and Pucks are going to have to do that as soon as you get your Series X. Hurry up.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Yeah,
It does.
But Pucks, you're buying all the games, by the way.
Yeah, you buy them. I'll review them.
This is a great thing, man.
I think I
There's
pulled
one
the
thing
short
it doesn't
straw here.
work on. There's one thing it doesn't work on, and that's the Battle Pass for Warzone for Call of Duty.
That's an
I know that
Activision
one.
thing, though, isn't it? But
Yeah.
Fugly, Xbox is the platform that just keeps on giving, my friend.
I'm realizing that. Yeah, this is great, man. Steam doesn't have that.
No, you've chosen the right team. You've chosen the right team. Fun speculation, Mav. I don't think I've asked you this question yet. Correct me if I have, but what makes you an Xbox gamer?
I bought 7 consoles, so I'm kind of screwed if I don't now. Right?
Yeah, you better have a robust answer for this one.
Well, yeah. How much time do we have? Right. So, I've started playing Xbox back like maybe a month or 2 after it came out, and Halo's what brought me in. My friends, when I was like 18, they had an Xbox and they brought it over to my house, and we started doing the four player, multiplayer on the Xbox, and then that grew to where each one of us got an Xbox, and we started doing LAN parties, right? Because that was before Xbox Live even had hit, right? So then there was so many games that just kind of grabbed me, Fable and Elder Scrolls, right? And Halo, Forza Motorsport. And I've been playing video games my entire life. I've been playing games with my brother when I was a kid, primarily like sports games, racing games, and, and on PlayStation and these other platforms, which consoles that I love and I still own and play a lot of games of, have never grabbed me like the social experience that we've had on Xbox. And that started primarily with Xbox Live. And that's kind of what changed gaming for me. The social aspect, the community. I have friends to this day that we played Halo 2 together, like a week after it came out. We were kids. Now we're all grown-ups with houses and wives and children of our own that are playing games. And these memories of playing all of these games online with these communities and having the social aspect of a lot of these games with party chat and game chat back when it first started coming out. That was well before it happened on the PlayStation, and even PC at the time didn't really have a cohesive experience for that. Every game was still separate with their own servers and everything, right? So bringing everybody together to form a community kind of solidified it for me. And even if you go to the 360 and PS3 era, like the 360 had party chat and all of these franchises that kept coming, that grabbed me in a way that playing through for example, a PlayStation game, a lot of those games are singular experiences. You start it, you finish it, then you're done. Right. And even though I do love a lot of those games, they haven't resonated with me to leave a lasting impact that the Xbox franchises have. And that goes to looking forward to sharing those experiences in the future with my friends, with my family. Now my daughter plays Xbox. I play games with her. My wife plays Xbox. We played Halo 3, Halo 2 together all the time, right? We've been playing Master Chief Collection the last few days. So now we have Game Pass. Xbox had Xbox Live. They had Xbox Live Arcade. It really propped up the smaller games. There's just so many things that has been innovated and Xbox has added to the games industry that has changed the way that we think about games and the experience that we have with them. And it keeps coming, and they keep doing it over and over and over again. Game Pass is unbeatable with the value. It's saving me money every year when they go and spend $7.5 billion to buy ZeniMax and Bethesda. That saved me a lot of money because I was going to buy a lot of those games anyway. Now I get them on Game Pass, right? So all of this just together, I freaking love Xbox. I don't know how much more I can say than that, but it actually, maybe it means more to me than it should, but it has left a lasting impact on me with the experience I've had over the last I don't know how many years it's been now. I guess 19 years, right? So, and I look forward to the next 20.
Now that's really cool, and gaming can do that to you because we all have ups and downs in lives, and sometimes gaming can be either the constant or it can be the escape and stuff. And I've had my fair share of ups and downs and stuff, and it's actually served both of those purposes. It's a constant and can be an escapism to a certain degree. And sometimes when you're just in the right mood, playing the right game, everything just clicks, and it's like, oh my god, I love this hobby so much that. I'm so invested into this that, you're just a hardcore gamer from that point on. I mean, my journey into Xbox was one of Sega, actually. My first games console, I had an Atari ST and a ZX Spectrum before that, which was about a trillion years ago. My first games console was a Mega Drive, or as Genesis, as they call them in the States. I then upgraded to the Saturn, because I wanted the arcade experience at home, although it wasn't quite the arcade experience at home. And then the PlayStation came along and just kind of wiped out the Saturn, really. And at the time, I kind of blamed PlayStation, but now I'm older, I can actually see it was probably Sega that were the biggest problems to do with Sega. So I reluctantly moved over to the PlayStation platform.
50-50!
Well, yeah, and... the PlayStation platform never really lit me up, to be honest. I don't know why. It's a bit of an odd one. Anyway, Dreamcast comes along, straight back on the Sega bandwagon. Absolutely loved the Dreamcast. It was the first time that you kind of actually felt that you did have kind of arcade graphics in the home. And Sega's sort of suite of arcade games at that time was phenomenal. Absolutely love it all. Sega Rally 2 is ingrained in my head as one of my most favorite games of all time. And then PlayStation 2 came along, and again, 50-50 perhaps. Kind of destroyed Sega in my eyes, and I reluctantly jumped over to the PS2 era because that's where all the games were at that point. And then Xbox came along, and I was thinking, I've already jumped ship a few times. I never actually bought the OG Xbox. I saw in the chat that Assassin Looper bought the OG Xbox, and quite a few other people have and stuff. I never bought into it at that time. And then I don't know, I actually got a mobile phone. I got a new phone contract, and it came free. It came with a free Xbox 360, believe it or not, because that's kind of what used to happen in the UK in those days. You could get a free games console when you upgraded your phone. And I actually got the one without the disk drive. I don't even know what that was called nowadays, but there was like a pro version and a bog standard version, and you had to have memory sticks and all kinds of things. And
arcade.
That's it. There you go, the arcade version. And I remember playing Gears of War, the first one. It was just called Gears of War at the time, and it absolutely blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. And also Gears Call of Duty 2 as well. That was a big one on the Xbox in the 360 era. And from that moment on, I've been hooked, to be honest. Never bought a PlayStation 4. Never saw the need to, really. And like I say, the PlayStation ecosystem, I do like some of their games. I just feel at home on the Xbox, to be honest. And for me, it feels like the natural successor to Sega in my stupid head. And that's where I like to play my games, to be honest. So that's my journey into Xbox and why I stick with them. And you know what? The most exciting thing is, I always considered the Xbox 360 the golden years. And up until this point, they probably have been. But when you look forward from this moment onwards, Xbox haven't had their golden years yet. We've got that to come in this generation. That's why I'm so excited to get the Series X and the Series S as a thing, and Game Pass and the studio acquisitions they've bought and everything Microsoft are promising for the future. It's such a bright future. Oh, that was a monologue. Sorry. I'd make a good Bond villain. Sorry. I think we're going to wrap it up there, ladies and gents. I've had an absolutely fantastic time.
Can I just quickly mention something that I've seen in chat?
Go on.
Dragon Wolf has slightly touched on it and everything else. Well, not slightly. He's actually shouting from the rooftops, but I totally agree with what he's saying. Within Xbox, you've got anybody. A lot of countries can't do it, but a lot of countries can, or will be able to soon. Xbox rewards. I would advise everybody to do as much of those as you can. I save so much money. Partly rewards is why I give away so much. I get so many points and everything else. I do lots. I get thousands of points per week. I play. Wow. I play all the. Just on buying one game, you get 6,000 points. I know it works its way out, but the amount of points that I get and I save up, I say on my Xbox X Series X order, I saved £150 on just on my order of the points that I accumulated over time. And I do the search thing in the morning. I have a half-hour window in the morning that I sit down on my PC. I do all the searches. I get them out of the way. There's quick fixes, a way of doing it. It's not cheating. Xbox know that you're doing it. As long as you're not VPN into other countries and doing it, you're fine. As long as you stay within your own region and do it. But there's fixes around it, so you can get your 150, 200, whatever points just on those a day, plus doing the challenges, doing all the bits and pieces, doing your ultimate rewards on the challenges and everything else on the Xbox. It does accumulate each week, and if you do that, then you can save a lot of money on either your gold, your Game Pass, whatever. I'd advise everybody to do it because you can save a lot of money.
Fun enough, Dragon Wolf's just put in the chat, you can get up to 10,000 points a month. And to be honest, it's a shame Fugly seems to have dropped off, because this is probably something that's not really screamed from the rooftops by Microsoft at all. Probably something Fugly might not even know about, because like I say, they're not brilliant at sort of
no, they're not.
These things.
So Wakanda, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, go on, mate.
I get lucky tomorrow, and I managed to buy it off the Xbox store. How many points am I looking at?
Thousands. I'm not 100% sure. And as well, sorry to say, everyone sign up for Honey, I think it's called. If you sign up for Honey, you can get money back on that as well. You get money. It takes love. No.
Winnie the Pooh.
That's taken us 2 hours and 11 minutes for it to be dragged down to the gutter. Well done.
I know. I was waiting. It's low. I can't remember what the equation is to points to pounds and everything else. I'll be off the top of my head, but yeah, if you get off the Microsoft store, you will get that. I think I got about £36 when I did it, because they took the money straight away. So it saves money. And if you use, I'm sorry to bleat on about this, but if you look online and you play the game, if you go to places like CD Keys, you can buy £50 worth of Microsoft points for £45. If you're making a big purchase, those £5, £5 mount up, and then you put that all into your Microsoft accounts if you're buying a big purchase. So if you do rewards, do the games. CD Keys is very, very good. People may be scared of it because it's an online key generator, not key generator, but
it had that as its past. I think it's moved on a little bit now, isn't it? It's a little bit like Napster. It was kind of frowned upon, but now it's an official thing.
The way you go through getting your key now is very, very secure and everything else. So it's very, very good. But it's just a case of that if you play all these little games, if anyone wants to know more, I could talk all day about it. DM me through Twitter or whatever, or basically send us a chat on that on Xbox at Wakanda. I can chat and I can steer people in the right way. I've got no problem with doing that. It's just a case of, at the end of the day, saving money is good.
No, absolutely.
Can I just jump in on the rewards?
Yeah, go
on. I get an average of 10 to 20,000 a month.
Wow.
By doing all the searches, doing all the challenges, I buy games. Like I bought Watch Dogs the other day. I got 6,000 points for that. But since the Game Pass has ever launched, I started paying for it when it first started when it launched in the alpha program. But then once I registered to the £1 deal thing, when that I changed all my gold to Ultimate, as everyone did. But then after that, when it ran out, I've been using my points to buy Game Pass Ultimate every month. I've never ever paid for it since.
No,
wow, that's fantastic.
No, you don't. It's brilliant. It's a very good. It's take time to learn all the tricks of the trade.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not too sure, I'm sure Mr. Tushy, I'm sure Stubbs has done it, played around with it to a certain degree, and everything else. Fun was nodding his head, and everything else. There's enough of us that have done all the bits and pieces, and we will help you. We don't mind doing that. It's a case of if you want to save money, then we will help you.
That's fantastic, and I really appreciate you bringing that up, because, like you say, there are savings to be made there, and these things are fully legit. So if you're not taking advantage of them, then it's foolish, to be honest, at that point. So
do you recognise this app?
Definitely.
Can't quite see it.
There's someone in chat showing off that they've got their Series X.
Yeah, I saw that. It's Series X. Wolf of Darkness.
Yeah, he has a unboxing that he put on Twitter.
Oh, nice. Well done, my friend. Excellent. I'll go and check that out then.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, hopefully we'll be in the same boat tomorrow. We'll be able to agree with you. Thank you, Wakanda. Really appreciate that, Mr. Tushy. What's happening with the game community night then? What's the plan once everyone's got their next gen machine? He's just gone. He's literally just gone.
He's run away.
I reckon he's pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, I reckon it's pressed the wrong button. When it's come to you next, Stubbs, then what's your plan? You obviously host your own channel. You've got your own podcast. You do interviews and stuff. What's the plan this week once everyone's got their Series X's and stuff?
Can you hear me? I just lost my connection.
Do you mean show wise, or what am I doing to get the Series X?
I mean show wise.
We can hear Mr. Tushy, don't worry.
Sorry.
Show wise, on Wednesday, I've got my midweek gaming show with Mr. Tushy, your very own Mr. VJ, Removal Sanity, and we've got a special guest. Hopefully, it works okay. Assassin Looper.
Oh, cool.
And Cerebral Paul.
Nice.
And I do a Stubbs cast every. I had Nukem on yesterday. I do that every 2 weeks on Sunday. I do at 10 p.m. It's 10 p.m. on Wednesday as well. 5 p.m. EST.
Give us a sneak peek of the topics for Wednesday's show then.
You
haven't got that far.
I'll talk about Xbox. I'll talk about basically the generation we had. Was it a big generation for indie games? Because I believe it is. And the talk about, I know it's an old subject, but I'm bringing it back up. And Wakanda, we chatted about it in the DM, and we're talking about this quote from Xbox that they can provide big games every 3 months in Game Pass.
That's a big statement, isn't it? That's a big deal, isn't it?
It is.
I don't think they're ready for that. They need more studios. I think they need more studios before they're ready for that. But that's my opinion. So, but yeah, I think.
Oh, you're here. I think you know already, but because of DM, but But thanks for having me on.
No problem. Thanks for being there. It's been a great show, Mr. T. Before you disappear, what are you doing with your community night this Saturday then?
So I'm having connection issues or something. It keeps kicking me out.
That's right.
This Saturday we'll be playing. We were just trying out Forza Horizon 4 because it was requested by a few people.
Yeah, that's a great game. Fantastic game.
I ended up doing 3 days worth for this weekend. I've done over 20 hours in the community nights in 3 days.
It's had a good turnout as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been absolutely great every day. We've had a good time. I was on till I think it's nearly 3 a.m. this morning. I was on till.
Nice.
Wow.
Well,
that's cool. Well, as a community, we've got 32 people watching. We've had 40 during the day. Yeah, let's all get on board with Mr. Tushy's community nights because they are good fun.
Yeah, they're great. We've really enjoyed Rainbow Six since that's gone in Game Pass. That's been brilliant. That has.
That's been fun.
Mavs enjoyed that one, didn't you?
Yep. Just a little bit.
Smiling.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Fun Speculation, Mav, you host your own YouTube channel as well. What have you got planned in for this week?
I'm going to be probably putting up some videos with the Series X and the Series S, and just going to have some fun playing games, talking to you guys. I'm going to maybe I'm going to do my first live episode of Xbox Ultimate Podcast next week. That would be fun to do. Maybe I'll unbox something, or I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to figure things out. I'm not a good planner, that's for sure. But yeah, Twitter Fun Speculation, YouTube Fun Speculation. You can see whatever I get going on there.
Fantastic. Okay, yeah, I strongly suggest everyone go and check out Mav's channel as well, and it's up and coming and growing. Stick him some subs. Yeah, it's great, and you do a lot of gameplay videos as well, so it's always good to see that. Because to be honest, you play some games that I probably wouldn't necessarily, and it's like I quite like the look of that actually. So that's good. Puxley, well, we've got. Well, this is our special Next Gen Eve show, isn't it? I guess we're back on air next Sunday. Hopefully, when lots of us will have our new machines by then.
Yes, I believe so. I mean, I whether or not we do a midweek catch up as we do, or I know we've had some other ideas in the pipeline behind the scenes that we might experiment with, which obviously will be unveiled at a later date. Yeah, we may or may not do something this week, but yes, all back to normal as of Sunday, and I reckon for the most part we'll all be I won't be, but you'll all be talking about your fantastic experiences, hopefully with your new shiny consoles. So, with
any luck, we look at that. 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. Excellent.
9 till 1 too. 9 till 1.
Oh, I've got 9:45 till 1:45. Are you beating me?
11 till 3.
Excellent.
The thing is, though, I don't mind, but it's only 20 minutes down the road, the depot for me.
We said this earlier. As long as you're not last on the drop,
I know.
Just go stand on his porch and wait for the Series X to get there, and hide behind a bush or something, and like, oh, thanks, bye.
Guys, thank you very much for all being here. Chat, you've been phenomenal. Thank you so much. Thank you to Fugly. Thank you to Stubbs Gaming that kind of came in. Assassin Looper again, apologies for the technical issues. Flamish driving his bus. Who knew that was going to happen on tonight's show? Weird, very weird, but it was there.
You haven't seen him on so you haven't seen him on Wreckfest yet in his bus. He loves them on there, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, don't go.
He cheats though. He cheats. I'm just gonna put that.
He does.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Like I say, we've been having the hype train since, my God, for a long time, and it's kind of culminated on tonight. In the UK, we've got an hour and a half until tomorrow, pretty much. States, you're obviously 5 to 6, 8, 9 hours behind us, but hopefully everyone gets what they want for. This is the moment we've been waiting for. I hope everyone fires up that game and just blisters their eyeballs with how fantastic the Series X is, and it's a very bright future for Xbox. I'm grateful for everyone that's been here. Catch us on Sunday's podcast. Me, Puxley, we've got Stubbs back on, and we've got Wandering Dutch as well, along with VJ. So it's going to be a great show. We'll have lots to talk about this time. Hopefully you can tune in, and we will see you then. Thanks for watching.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, fulfill all your wishes. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.